Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Survival in the Magic Sea. I have a god-level talent. Chapter 121. In the sea, a huge water dragon emerged, and the water dragon roared silently. Swooping straight down, there was an undercurrent all over his body. Overturn the murlocs and drag them into the depths of the ocean. The battle in the deep sea will not spread to the surface of the sea. Su Mu took out the Tang Dao and stepped forward to fight in close quarters. The current Su Mu is 3 times stronger than before, explaining the combat power. Hitting 20,000 murlocs is the same as playing. Tang Dao flew between the fingers, and the heads of the murlocs were chopped off. Beast Core +1, Beast Core +2, Beast Core +1 3. When he finally came to the High Priest, Su Mu slashed with a knife. This guy didn't fight for the murloc throne according to his own ideas, so there's no need to keep it. Wait a minute, I can exchange the treasure for my life. Crucial moment. The priest shouted a life-saving spell. Su Mu's eyes narrowed slightly, and the corners of her mouth showed a sinister arc. Okay, what? If it's epic shit, then there's no need to tell me. The high priest wiped the cold sweat from his brow. Brother, aren't you just pushing me to a dead end? There are not many legends in the entire novice area. Su Mu had a weird smile on her face. That's right, I'm just pushing you to the limit. The high priest's heart skipped a beat. My heart is broken, I can't go today without bleeding. His mind changed sharply, and he could tell that the newcomer was very upset today. And this combat power is much stronger than before, killing him is really like killing a chicken. Trembling, the high priest took out a mirror and held it up high. The legendary prop, the skypeeping mirror, is an imitation of the divine artifact, the skypeeping mirror. Consume a beast core to peek into a hidden treasure. I gave you the mirror, but you have to let me go, you can't make a verbal promise, and you have to sign a contract with Mo Hai. Su Mu smiled. The skypeeping mirror is a legendary treasure, it has the ability to peek into the sky, and it cannot be destroyed unless it is an artifact. Who gave you the courage to condition with me? The high priest's face was pale. He had felt that this person's mind-reading skills before, and now he was more certain. I fought with you. While speaking, the high priest threw the mirror into the depths of the ocean, and then floated towards the surface of the sea by himself. The intention is to make a fuss in exchange for a chance to escape. Su Mu raised his hand, and the elemental crossbow in his hand shot out an icy arrow. The power of the ice exploded, freezing the high priest, leaving only one head. Afterwards, the soldier beast Yuya burst out a wave of spatial fluctuations. Skill blink. Su Mu's figure disappeared out of thin air, flashed to the mirror in an instant, and reached out to catch the mirror. The power of space, you actually possess the power of space. The high priest looked desperate. What the hell did he do to meet such a boss? Legend has it that every owner of the power of space has become a god. Acquisition. Legendary skypeeping mirror. It can peek at secret treasures in various places, but sometimes it is impossible to peek at treasures but some mysterious things. Note: this is a mirror used by an unscrupulous immortal to do unscrupulous things. Later, the unscrupulous immortal was discovered, and the immortal was besieged to death by a furious woman, and the mirror also flowed into the South China Sea. Note: each use consumes 1,000 beast cores, and the cooldown time is 10 days after use. Cooling. 8.810. I'm not a local tyrant, I can't afford it, I feel a bit tasteless. Mermaids can use this thing to meet themselves twice. It is enough to prove its strong ability. Su Mu flickered again, came to the ice cube, and patted the ice cube with her palm. The Kanglong chant. The power of the shock erupted, and the ice cubes shattered. At the same time, the body of the high priest was also broken. Su Mu put away the mirror and turned around to check her condition. Blood value. 2 with 3.3 W. Soul power. 1.8 with 3.1 W. 2 flashes, 10,000 chi and blood and 10,000 soul power were consumed. Su Mu floated towards the sea surface, and the sea surface was already covered with a large amount of blood. Floating to the surface of the sea, the battle is also drawing to a close. The sea lions were no match for the giant claws of the crabs. Their bodies were bruised and their necks were almost broken, but they still fought to the death. But that crab was not good either. It was so bruised that it couldn't lift a single claw. Seeing this, Su Mu rushed out of the sea and passed between the two monsters. The two monsters also found Su Mu and rushed over to stop him. But it was too late. Su Mu has picked up the storage box and stuffed it into the space ring. Roar, giggle. The two monsters were no longer fighting, and turned their gazes to Mu. At this moment, Su Mu perfectly attracted all the hatred. I'll give you a present. Dark devouring black flame. Su Mu pointed at the two monsters, and black flames immediately ignited on the latter's body. Black inflammation not only hurts the body, but also burns the soul. The soul was damaged, and the two behemoths lost their fighting power in an instant. Rolling wildly in the sea, trying to extinguish the fire with water. It's out of the question. Ah, squeak. The screams resounded through the sky. Su Mu took a look and shook her head regretfully. It can ignite objects in water, but it can't ignite water. It's really helpless. First, your skill level is too low. Second, black flame only burns the first enemy, this is the rule, otherwise, a ray of black flame can destroy the entire demon sea. Ah, well, it's time to raise a skill level. The two monsters themselves were seriously injured, and soon lost their lives under the burning of the black flames. But once the black flame is ignited, it will only be extinguished after burning the enemy. Su Mu watched helplessly as the two high-level beast cores left her. It's too cruel, this skill cannot be used easily in the future. Otherwise the materials cannot be rescued. Fly back to the Ark and put down the supply box first. The three women immediately surrounded him. They were also curious about what was inside, and they found two big monsters to snatch it. According to the old rules, Yinmu took out a military shovel to open the wooden box. What? Inside is a black box with a letter engraved on it. Golden Garden. There is also a key on the garden door, and the box can be opened with a light push of the key. System prompt. Obtained box of rare treasure. Su Mu reached out and pressed the key into the lock and twisted it gently. A red beam of light slowly unfolded. Inside is a small pattern of dirt. Obtained. 9 heavens breathing soil. Hearing this name, Su Mu's first impression was that she thought of New Empress, who could create a piece of land. 9 heavens breath soil. The origin is unknown, it is rumored to be a mysterious creation that appeared at the beginning of the birth of the demon sea, and it is extremely mysterious. Function. Burying it in the soil will slowly improve the quality of the surrounding soil, up to the god level. Note. Putting bones and flesh will increase the transformation efficiency. Note. There is no upper limit to the range of influence, but the larger the range, the longer the improvement time. Su Mu gasped. She was still worrying about the soil problem of the Void Island before, but now it has been solved. Plant the soil into the soil, and a magical energy begins to spread. The wilting plants that had just been planted were revived under the nourishment of this ability. Not bad. Su Mu pulled over a chair for a rest. In the breeze, experience nature and feel the rhythm of the wind. Discover the indigenous people of the Magic Sea. Discover the warship of the indigenous people of the Demon Sea. The one who came was the Demon Sea human race. Su Mu suddenly opened his eyes. In the distance, a battleship was slowly wandering, and the distance between the two sides was only 3 kilometers. A chill rose from Su Mu's heart. He looked around just now, but he didn't see this thing. Magic Sea launch. They are refugees, and they moved here using space props. Alarm, there is a Demon Sea demon god chasing him, it is recommended to avoid it. The sky not far away was crimson, and a spatial rift slowly opened. Su Mu narrowed his eyes slightly. With my luck, I shouldn't encounter such a thing, right? I hope you don't bother me. Alarm, you have been targeted by the Demon Sea demon god. On the dilapidated battleship in the distance, several blood-stained soldiers looked desperate. Dying. A burly warrior headed by took out a box with a dignified expression. No matter what, the treasure cannot fall into the hands of hell. Detective Lu Hao suddenly pointed to the distance. Boss, there's a floating island over there. The soldier Chu Zhongkai also found the ark. Eyes narrowed. Mechanical whale. An ancient alchemy creation, isn't this thing out of print? Lu Hao is in a hurry. Soldier captain, let's not worry about it being out of print, let's find someone to help first. Here Su Mu raised her eyebrows. 6 senses remind that the other party has already stared at you and is about to drag you into the water. Whale song flies. Su Mu will not do anything that is not beneficial. And this situation is very troublesome at first glance. The largest whale slowly floated towards the sky. Warrior captain, he wants to escape. Chu Zhong frowned, he felt a dangerous breath. The warrior commander shook his head in refusal. This whale may be a forbidden area, and once it steps into it, it will be attacked at a devastating level. Detective Lu Hao's face was ruthless. Captain, we can introduce demons into this whale and let them bite dogs. Guard Zhong San hastily stopped him. No, what if they also spy on our treasure? At this time, a guy who looks like a hell demon appears. 10 meters tall and burly. A horse that resembles a legend. The whole body is blazing red, burning with a flame that will never go out. Haha, run away, the more you run away, the more excited I am. Rampant laughter resounded through the sky. Hell Demon God Bashart, a low-level Hell Demon God, with a combat power of 350,000. Su Mu silently took out the ether juice and gilt snow milk to restore her state. There are a few warriors from the Demon Sea civilization on the battleship in the distance. Their combat power is insufficient, fighting every day will definitely affect this place. Suddenly there was a roar in the distance. Hey, devil, you've been tricked. Did you see that big whale next to it? That's our partner, if you dare to touch us, we will die. You have been dragged into the water. Tisk, if a person sits at home, disaster comes from heaven. It is recommended to smash the battleship to snatch the treasures inside and fight the devil again. Good idea. Whale song, approach that broken battleship. The mechanical whale approached slowly. Hiss, why is there another big brother? Bashart did not strike first. He is a devil and not a fool, how could he be easily fooled? This whale is not simple, it looks a bit familiar, it looks like an ancient alchemy creation, whether it can be hit or not. Several people on the battleship have already noticed that something is wrong. Zhong San looked terrified. I sensed a wave of hostility that wanted to destroy us. The other fighters were shocked. Zhong San is the body of a beast, and he is extremely sensitive to danger. The combat power is also the top in the team, as high as 200,000. He said that there is hostility, so it can basically be judged that the Comer is an enemy. Lu Hao, you screwed us to death. The other fighters were fairly sensible and did not yell at them. Lu Hao's face was gloomy, but he was thinking in his heart. There is a mysterious prop in the battleship, which he wants. So he lures demons to attack the battleship. But I didn't expect the demon to be very powerful. The battleship was directly disabled, and most of the soldiers died as a result. Why didn't things go according to the script? Without saying a word, Lu Hao sat beside him, picked up a pot of water and drank it. The ark stopped 200 meters away from the battleship. Su Mu spread her wings and soared into the air, with spots on her arms. 2 basketball-sized energy balls emerged, one black and one white. The faces of the soldiers immediately turned pale. Bashart also widened his eyes and gave a thumbs up to the battleship. You have added another enemy to yourself, I can't beat this thing. Su Mu said angrily with a dark face. I'm walking well here, but you suddenly shuttled over and want to drag me into the water. The warrior captain held up the box in his hand. Senior, please calm down, we are willing to use treasures to calm down your anger. This is the unspoken rule of the Magic Sea, if you accidentally offend a strong person. You can buy your own life with treasures. If the value is enough, most people will choose treasures. You can go down and have a look, they can't kill you. The guy sitting there has evil intentions, so be careful. Su Mu received her magical powers and flew to the deck. He took the box with his hand and opened it for a look. Discovery. Excellent grade rose seed. Excellence level rose. Plant monster seed. It is extremely difficult to cultivate. If it can be cultivated, it will be a very powerful gatekeeper. Note. Cultivating roses requires excellent grade soil, and they are fed with flesh and blood every day. The rose is beautiful because its roots are embedded in the bones. Things with weak ribs can barely be used as potted plants. It can be traded, cultivated, and can be used to protect the Void Island. Forget it, I'll let you off this time, and we'll make a deal. Su Mu took the card and turned around to leave. The warrior captain glanced at the sky. Bashart was coming. Maybe you can consider Lu Hao's suggestion and drive away tigers and wolves. My lord, please stay, I still have one thing here. The corners of Lu Hao's mouth slightly turned up in the distance. Soldier captain, you are not being fooled. There is a newly caught whale in the boat, which is very precious. But was discovered by the devil, and the two sides fought. Now, the more chaotic the situation, the better. He can take the opportunity to eat the whale and gain endless power. The warrior pointed at the devil in the sky and said, I want you to help me fight him off. I'm not interested, this thing is too strong, I don't need to fight against such a strong guy. Su Mu shook her head, turned her eyes to Lu Hao, and the sixth sense suddenly sent a reminder. Feel the power of cause and effect, from the whale family. Inside the battleship, there is a special creature. Su Mu narrowed his eyes slightly, and his sixth sense was activated. An illusory shadow appeared in front of him. A little girl in blue is lying inside the crystal coffin, which is full of water. I found the descendants of the trapped whale family and suggested to rescue them. Su Mu turned her head, a black flame appeared in her heart. How dare you touch the whale family? Everyone's face changed drastically. The warrior leader said badly, how come he was discovered? This man knows the secret of the whale, and he will definitely snatch it. The warrior captain and Bathheart looked at each other. This is a secret and the reason they fight. The princess of the blue whale clan, if she can devour it, she will gain the power to control the sea. In the past, whale song was devoured by people and died. You have the sea whale song, and you have a deep relationship with the whale family, and the whale family has also helped you. If you just sit back and ignore it, it will make the whales sad. Bashart pulled out a flaming giant sword, and the air temperature was exposed. How about we join forces to kill him first, and then we can divide the ranks? Good idea. The soldiers and the demon looked at each other and surrounded them together. In the face of interests, enemies can also cooperate. Compared with a stranger, they at least know each other. Moreover, this cooperation is nothing more than lip service. If it really happens, it will definitely become a mess. The warrior leader shook his head, it's a loss. Only Lu Hao's figure flashed and got into the battleship. The dragon armor is coming. Pale gold armor covers the whole body like flowing water. Behind him, the silver-white skin danced in the wind. The soldier beast Yu emerged with the cloak and turned into a mysterious symbol on the cloak. The Kanglong chant. Su Mu jumped to smash the battleship with a cruel gesture, and Lu Hao looked horrified at the shattered fracture. Adertisement. He took out the elemental hand crossbow and shot a flaming arrow. Lu Hao's figure flashed and hid inside the battleship. Arrows shot deep into the cabin and exploded. The entire battleship was covered in fire. The battle started and several confrontations. Su Mu was surprised to find that the warrior leader was distracted. Great opportunity. Launch the sky-devouring black flame and burn him. Heavy damage to the warrior leader. The devil will help you solve other warriors. Su Mu forced the other fighters back with a sword. With a sword finger in his hand, he pointed at the soldier, and a ray of black flame appeared on his sleeve. The combat power of the warrior commander is as high as 250,000, as long as the clothes are torn immediately, he will be fine. But he was still regretting the loss of a rose seed. A little distracted, the flame swallowed him instantly. Ah, a flame that can burn the soul, once contaminated, it means death. The warrior commander lay on the ground and kept rolling, and even took out a lot of water and splashed it on his body. But nothing works. Bashart showed a ferocious face, and the giant sword in the middle of the people turned around. Cut off the head of the warrior leader. Tisk, that's cruel. Su Mu sneered. Bashart sneered. The weak are not worthy of the company of the strong. After speaking, the demon's sword fell on the heads of these warriors. Without the main combat strength of the warrior commander, these fighters are naturally vulnerable, and they will be beheaded in a single encounter. Bathheart sneered. Human beings who think they are smart like to play with psychological tactics, but they don't know that demons are experts in playing with the mind. He wants to cooperate with you, but why don't I want to use you to kill him? Su Mu shook her head slightly. After this battle is over, you must tell your woman, never believe the words of the devil. Lu Hao is preparing to steal the whale. Slant down, attack with Kanglongyan. Su Mu stomped heavily, and the power of waves injected into the battleship. Sawdust splashed, and a wave visible to the naked eye sent the battleship into the ground. All be good. Bashart flew up quickly and hid far away. This destructive power is too terrifying. He took out a pair of glasses, put them on and looked at Su Mu. The glasses are just a combat power tester. Only 300,000. Bathheart didn't believe it at all. Based on these two means, he believed that it was 400,000 yuan. Your combat power is fake, right? You really only have 300,000 combat power. Bahost looked suspicious, and finally decided not to intervene in this matter. Demons are cautious and never do things that are not sure. This man is strong, he may not have the upper hand, and the strength of the whale is not necessary for him. Boy, that whale is yours, so just pretend you didn't see me. Bashart faltered. The devil is cunning, but it can just be used. Leave him alone, he will definitely tell the king of the whale family the news, and let the king of the whales kill you. The fact is that the king of the whale will bring someone to take away the princess and give you a reward. Su Mu nodded. Okay, you can go. Bashart stepped on the void and traveled through the space, obviously using some space props. Space is my weakness. Su Mu frowned slightly. Now is not the time to discuss this. The battleship is sinking. Su Mu drilled into the ruins and came to a room. A huge log fell across the room. Press Lu Hao below. Lu Hao died, the cause of death, the internal organs were shattered. Candlong also belongs to magic, and it has always been a range attack. Only Su Mu has always used it as a melee skill. Inside the crystal coffin lies a little girl. The little girl has a delicate appearance, and she is a beauty at first glance. The little girl was sleeping deeply, but her brows were furrowed, proving that she was not sleeping peacefully. Su Mu put her hand on the coffin, cracked the coffin with the force of the shock, and carried the little girl out. Activate the flashing ability and teleport out of place directly. All that was left was a mess. In the distant sky, Bashart did not go far away. He was watching, waiting for the opportunity to make a move. Suddenly seeing Su Mu appearing on the ark out of nowhere, I was terrified. The power of space, this is difficult. If I really want to suffer this loss, I am still very unwilling. Hehe, boy, you also robbed whales for food. I will report this matter to the whale clan, and let the whale clan send people to destroy you. After speaking, Bashart walked away. Su Mu glanced at the sky, shook her head slightly, everything was under control. Put the little girl on the ark and be taken care of by 3 women. Su Mu took out some excellent gold clay and placed it on the void island. Plant that rose seed. This is a monster of exceptional quality. It is also a mess to be strong when it is cultivated. The magic sea is good at this point, the pets you cultivate will never betray you, unless you die in battle. Look at the time is still early. Su Mu drove the ark away to the distance. Behind him, the wreckage of a battleship slowly sank to the bottom of the sea. This is the magic sea. 1 second, a living person will be buried in the belly of a fish the next. Su Mu stands above the sky, judging the direction. Finalize a colorful island. The island of flowers, a group of flowers are blooming on it, and there are many medicines. That's it. The ark approached the island and stopped at a distance of 1,000 meters. Find the magical creature puppet doll. Puppet dolls, puppet creatures created by ancient alchemists generally have a combat power of more than 20,000. You can get the puppet enchanted book by killing it, and there is also a chance to get the puppeteer professional card. Note: puppet defense, melee attributes are extremely high, it is recommended to kill from a distance. Through Yin Yang's investigation, Su Mu found out. Puppet dolls are just a group of imitation dolls. It can be used as an archery target to let these women practice crossbow arrows. William Locke, practice with my elemental crossbow. The elemental crossbow has a range of 2 kilometers. William Locke was a magician, just right to use. Okay, William Locke lay on top of the ark, looking into the distance. Su Mu lay beside her, teaching her how to aim and shoot an arrow. Not everyone has a god-level 6th sense. Su Mu can thrust an arrow into a target 2,000 meters away with his eyes closed, William Locke cannot. Just to the left, finger on the trigger. An arrow pierced through the air and shot a puppet in the stomach. A small piece of the belly was shattered, exposing the metal gears inside. Noticing something unusual, the puppet scratched its head. But no one feels around. Had to keep shaking. They are not very intelligent. After practicing for a long time, only 3 puppets were killed, and there were 10 more above. Suddenly, Su Mu sensed an abnormality. Discover traces of the human race. On the other side of the island, prepare to sneak onto the island to snatch supplies. You continue to practice first, I'll go out for a while. Su Mu quickly drove the flying skateboard to the other side of the island. The 4 arcs docked slowly. 4 men. The average combat power is no more than 8,000, and the highest combat power is 9,000. You can't stop them. If you want to save them, you have to knock them out. Su Mu shouted. Hey, you, don't go near that island, the monsters on it are not something you can fight against. Although it's not possible, Su Mu still wants to give it a try, since they are all human races. If you don't listen to advice, you will die. The 4 men in the distance were startled, and Li Shukai looked at the sky. This man actually has flying props. He must have come to prevent us from landing on the island. Let's go. Wang Dapeng next to him nodded in agreement. That's right, he must be trying to grab our chance, hurry up. Another partner, Zhang Jia. Look up and down. That one seems to be Boss Su. The other 3 looked overjoyed. The things on it will even make Boss Su's heart flutter, so it must be good, let's hurry up. Zhang Jia shook his head. There are so many islands in the Demon Sea, but this island is full of flowers, it must be weird, let's not go there. Wang Dapeng's face turned cold, and he stretched out his hand to grab Zhang Jia's neck. Little fool, are you with Mr. Su and come to grab our resources? The other 2 also showed ferocious faces, and their hearts were fully revealed in front of the opportunity. The seeds of doubt are planted, which means that the team will be broken. Zhang Jia broke Wang Dapeng's fingers. No, Boss Su's combat power is as high as 300,000, is it necessary to fight us? There must be something wrong here. And what if we were robbed? Wouldn't Boss Su kill us? Li Shukai chuckled. Turn on the race channel. Guess Zhang Jia, I will post the current situation on the race channel, wouldn't the boss dare to kill us? If he dares to kill us, then his reputation in the entire human race will be ruined. Ha ha ha, the chance is mine. Listen up, everyone, I'm heading towards an island full of flowers, and Mr. Su is standing around me. Boss Su also wants to grab resources and prevent us from entering that island. Human beings have never been short of gossips, and everyone was immediately attracted by this information. Oak, is Mr. Su actually this kind of person? I didn't see it. Shouldn't be, how could Boss Su be so strong and grab something with a few kids? Could it be that the stuff above is too good? The one that can increase the combat power by more than 100,000. It's too exaggerated upstairs, but this guy posted it, there must be important ministers above. That's right, Su Mu is really shameless, even robbing other people's property, his fighting power must not have been robbed. Greedy is not enough. With this combat power, you still want to grab resources. It's really shameless. Can you give others a way to survive? Most of the people were scolding Su Mu, and a few wanted to come out to appeal, but they were drowned out by the scolding. Su Mu is speechless, is it so difficult to save people? Sure enough, no one can stop a person from dying. Su Mu silently took out the mechanical eye, pointed the camera position at the 4 people, and started the live broadcast. I will silently watch you die. Li Shukai gave a cold snort of disdain. Did you all see, this is Su Mu's face, he actually cursed us to die. So if you dare to take a step closer to this island, you are a treacherous area. Su Mu didn't answer, just watched the excitement quietly. The 4 quickly rushed to the island, and the island was full of birds and flowers, and there was no danger at all. Su Mu understood that it was because William Locke practiced archery on the other side of the island and attracted all the monsters. If they get closer, the puppet doll will feel the human breath and rush towards it. The people in the World Channel also laughed. Those who thought that Boss Su wanted to grab resources became more certain of their thoughts. Look, there's no danger, Su Mu is really scaring people. Su Mu, we misread you, you are such a person. Hey, is this the number 1 virtue of the human race? It's really sad. On the island, several puppet dolls suddenly turned their heads. Human breath and very close. The puppet dolls began to move towards the direction of the 4 of them. Crisis is coming. Here Wang Dapeng saw a flower and stepped forward to touch it. His face was ecstatic. Ha ha ha, The perfect level of healing god grass can heal most of the upper wounds with a combat power of less than 100,000, and it has developed. Quote. Li Shukai also looked ecstatic. I have a perfect level blazing sun grass here, which can increase the upper limit of the power of fire magic by 1,000th, which is also a good thing. Zhang Jia frowned. There is a small forest in the middle of this island, and the other side cannot be seen directly. But he could still feel that something was coming. Be careful, everyone, I always feel that something is wrong. The fourth person who had not spoken all this time slapped Zhang Jia down. Talking bad and bad, I think you just don't want us to be good. After this expedition is over, get out, we're in trouble with you. People on the race channel can't get too excited about it. They all spoke. That is, if my teammate is like this, I will hack him to death directly. With teammates like this, I feel sad for you. Su Mu was standing 300 meters away from the island in the midair live broadcast, and the mechanical eyes could see the situation of half the island clearly. At this moment, at the limit of what can be photographed, several black figures slowly emerged. The sharp-eyed people on the race channel immediately spotted the black shadow. What is that? 10 humanoid puppets stepped out. They were attacked by inexplicable arrows, and they were simmering with anger in their hearts. I want to vent, I want to tear everything in front of me. More people on the channel also noticed something was wrong. Go, there are monsters up there. Zhang Jia glanced at the racial channel, and immediately understood that something rushed out. Looking at the live broadcast again, I was so frightened that my liver and gallbladder split. Hastily shouted, go, something is coming. The remaining 3 looked at him with disdain. Zhang Jia had no choice but to run to the seaside by himself. Li Shukai looked contemptuous, what a waste. The remaining 2 people also nodded and continued to collect supplies. I didn't pay any attention to the live broadcast on the race channel. A black shadow suddenly descended from the sky, surrounding the 3 of them. The 3 were shocked. What is this? The killing started in an instant, without even giving time to regret. The 3 of them didn't even have the strength to fight back and were killed in seconds. Only Zhang Jia left first and escaped unharmed. Su Mu sighed softly, closed his mechanical eyes, and drove the flying skateboard to the island. Of course, it is not to save people, but to prevent the island from disappearing after no one is left. The race channel was dead silent. These 3 people are really stupid, Su De just didn't listen. That monster's combat power is at least 30,000, and the 3 of them couldn't hold it for even a second. They didn't get close to Boss Su. As a result, they cut off their chances of being rescued. Yeah, this distance, no one can kill 10 monsters in 1 second. Su Mu landed on the island and looked around. With a wave of the long sword in his hand, a puppet was chopped into pieces. Obtain. Puppet Enchanted Book 3. Obtain. Puppeteer Professional Activation Card 2. Obtain. Puppet Parts 30. Good luck. I got 2 professional cards and the exclusive skills of the puppeteer. It seems that the forces have to recruit a group of people. Su Mu doesn't want to trade career cards directly. Excess treasures can be traded, but they must not be traded to a person who has bad intentions against him. That's an enemy. Professional authority cards are the key to a person's extraordinary ability, and they cannot be sold at will. I remember that the warrior commander said before, there is some magic sea contract, it seems that we need to pay attention to it. Su Mu explores the entire island, where nothing but flowers are flowers. Ignoring the flowers, Su Mu followed the 6th sense to search for important supplies. There is a treasure chest at the foot. Su Mu took out the shovel and started digging. Clang! The shovel hit something. It's a golden treasure chest. Take out the treasure box and press your hand on the treasure box. Acquisition. Magic Sea Contract blank asterisk 10. Obtained. Magic Sea Contract Production Lee's Blueprint 2. Obtain. Blood Ink asterisk 20. Obtain. Blood Ink Production Blueprint 1. I really come here for whatever I want. Devil Sea Contract. Use blood as ink and soul as pen. Manipulate the special blood ink with spiritual power, and write the mutual agreement on the Magic Sea Contract. This agreement will be recognized by Mahai, and if there is any violation, it will be punished by Mahai. Note: the contract is established, life and death go hand in hand. Su Mu nodded, and now there is a guarantee of building power. With this, we won't be afraid of those people's treachery. Of course, the contract will be signed a bit more. Production requirements. Paper 1, Contract Enchantment Book 1. Note: if you go back on your word, both of you need to terminate the contract together. Everything's ready. Su Mu stretched her waist, and the three women walked slowly. Hey, my princess, look at how beautiful this sea of flowers is, come and help me get my flower eyes. Three women, how do you feel that something is wrong? The flowers that everyone transplanted together made the entire Void Island beautiful. Pay attention, don't want anything below the perfect level. No matter how beautiful a flower is under perfection, it is a waste of space. The entire Void Island has become a sea of flowers. Looking at the entire human race, only Su Mu dared to raise so many plants. The three women are lying together in the middle of the sea of flowers, which has a different kind of scenery. Su Mu pulled a chair and sat down. Start talking about your future. I am planning to form a force here, and you can also bring some friends over. But those who come here must sign a contract and promise never to betray the forces. Otherwise, they will be killed. One more thing, joining forces doesn't mean they will go with me. The three women were puzzled. Then what benefit do they get? There is no benefit, but no one will join. Su Mu took out a card. Professional cards, you can buy professional cards, skill books, etc. from me. But they also have to pay a huge price, and it's not for free. And I have the ability to pull these people over, so I can provide activation as well. The three women were silent, so it is indeed a good choice for to join this force. But you have to remember that when selecting people, you must choose well. I don't want to clean up the door myself. This power is equivalent to a private trading platform, which can buy materials that cannot be bought elsewhere. This force is equal to a hope to improve one's own strength. After the chat, Su Mu and others returned to the cabin. It was getting dark by this time. The little whale girl has woken up. She lay prone in the cab, chatting with the whale song. For children, Su Mu is not very cold. Then let three women take care of her, waiting for her family to pick her up. Su Mu is going to sleep soundly. In the early morning of the next day, Su Mu found that the ark was surrounded by several whales surrounded the ark tightly. Su Mu climbed the mountain to the top of the ark. How are you guys? Whale Sky, who hadn't seen him for a long time, flew over with a giant blue whale. Whale Sky spat out a blister, and inside the blister was Bathheart. Brother Su, this demon said that you ate His Royal Highness. Bashart, who was still laughing, stopped laughing in an instant. What did he hear? A great being actually called Su Mu Brother Su. BBFF, how is that possible? Only then did Bathheart remember. That's when Su Mu found out that the warriors had imprisoned the whale princess. His face is not greed, but anger. There is no doubt that this person has an irresistible relationship with the whale family. To suffer. Well, this may be a misunderstanding. Bashart quickly explained. Aren't I afraid that the princess of the whale clan will be hurt? That's why I'm talking too much, maybe you guys misunderstood. This little brother is the one who rescued the whale princess. Little brother, I didn't cause you any trouble at that time, and I even helped you cut down other people. Su Mu waved her hand. He was also an enemy at the time, but I needed him to report to you, so I didn't chase him. After all, I can't contact whales that are too far away. Hearing this, Bashart immediately broke out in a cold sweat. Brother, I have killed people for you and shed blood for you. There is hard work without merit. Su Mu smiled. To be honest, I saw what was in your heart and knew that you would find the whale clan to kill me, so I let you go. Bashart was completely stunned. Jingtian let out a cold snort, and the sea water turned into a whirlpool, strangling Bashart into pieces. Brother Su Mu, Your Royal Highness, we want to take it away. Our family has our living territory, and you have your own way of life. Su Mu nodded and asked someone to bring the little girl out. Jingtian spat out a blister and wrapped the little girl up. Then spit out 2 more cards from his mouth. This is a gift from our whale family, thank you very much. Obtain. Land of Demon God Authority Card 1. Su Mu raised her eyebrows. Talent Upgrade Card. You can upgrade your talent regardless of level, and you can break through the upper limit of God level talent. Note: Luck talent cannot be upgraded. There is a level above the God level talent. I already have a god level 6th sense. To what extent can it be upgraded? It's a pity that luck talent can't be upgraded. Use the talent upgrade card to upgrade the 6th sense. 6th sense upgrade completed. 7th sense. Super god level. The 7th sense, time perception. Tien has all the abilities of the 6th sense. Have an extraordinary perception of time, can read the past, feel the present, and predict the future. Is this completely becoming able to predict the future? Look out for these whales. There are some ghosts in the eyes. In an instant, the direction of the next move of these whales is perceived. The 6th sense was also available before, but now the feeling is clearer. Not bad, thank you. Jingtian took out another map made of fine silk. This is a road map. If you keep going, you can leave the novice area and go to sea areas with more resources. 300,000 fighting power is enough to go to a better place. Su Mu took the map and glanced at it. Found that there are several islands ahead, and then you can enter a more advanced area through the portal. There are artifacts in more advanced areas. No, but the resources there are better and can make you stronger. The resources you can live here for a year can be obtained in a month there. Well, thank you very much. Su Mu thought about it. The resources in the novice area are a bit useless to him now. After chatting with Whale Sky for a few words, it left with the little princess of his clan. After breakfast, the ark moved on. Soon to the next island. Yingzhong flew into the sky to investigate, and was surprised to find that there was a group of Luotian tribe on it. Has the Luotian clan formed a team now? Also, when forming a team against humans, there will be a numerical advantage. Looking through the observations, Su Mu found that the Luotian tribe has a very clear division of labor. Someone is gathering trees, someone is gathering food. It feels like they can really survive in this way. If it is the current resource situation, I can really survive. Su Mu feels that the resources of the Demon Sea are much more than before. Humans are land reclamation players. They are the latecomers who have absorbed the experience of land reclamation. Now that you have met, don't let it go. Su Mu came to the island incognito. Hide in the dark and eavesdrop on the information. Suddenly there was a roar in the distance. Form a team, what are you forming? If you can't get enough to eat, it's better to separate and act separately. Life and death depend on destiny. Dare to feel that this group of people can't even eat enough. Human race, so what if the human race comes? I'm about to starve to death, a group of people who don't have enough to eat, what can they use against the human race? There was a noise, and Su Mu flew into the sky. It was discovered that the Luotian clan started fighting. Something's wrong. Discover a rare job card, Valkyrie. The Luotian clan discovered the ruins, and someone wants to take it all for themselves. Give me the following inheritance, I will become stronger, and then lead everyone to fight against the human race. Why? Just because I am the son of Luo Chen's 7th uncle. Well, Su Mu overestimated the Luotian people's hearts. Take advantage of their quarrel. Su Mu slowly approached the center of the island in an invisible state. You guys are arguing slowly, and the chance is mine. There is a channel on the ground that goes directly to the depths of the ground. Leaping into the tunnel, it seems to be the tomb passage of an ancient tomb. There was a cold air in the passage. I don't know how long the ancient tomb has been covered in dust. The owner of the tomb inside has disappeared. The Valkyrie's career card is at the end of the cemetery. Su Mu realized it with the 7th sense. There is a faint cold fragrance in the air. It's a lotus. It seemed to see a pool covered with lotus flowers. What? Su Mu hurried forward and pushed open the door of the tomb. In front of you is a pool of water, which is extremely cold. The pool is covered with lotus flowers. I reached out and felt it, at least 50 degrees below zero. There is no freezing at this temperature. There are strange treasures at the bottom of the pool that emit cold air while preventing the water from freezing. There is a lotus flower at the bottom of the pool, and the lotus flower above is the projection of this lotus flower. Su Mu jumped into the water, opened her 7th sense, and found the lotus. This is a white lotus. If you hold the lotus, a layer of frost immediately freezes on your hands. At the same time, the lotus flowers on the water surface dissipated like smoke. Obtain. Lotus of Vitality Epic Quality. Vitality Lotus. It grows in a place of death, and its body is extremely cold, but it can nourish all things. Plants growing around it grow twice as fast and do not suffer from diseases. Note: only the land that has been moistened by corpses can grow good crops. Okay, with this, you don't have to worry about the plants on the void island, but the cold is a problem. You can consider seeing a special pool or props to trap the cold. Put away the lotus and move on. When we came to the main tomb, there was only one open coffin inside. The coffin was full of dirt. Look up, there is a big hole in the top. The owner of the tomb sensed your presence and just left. Just then, there was a scream from outside. Then there was a commotion. It's the monsters that are killing the lashan people. Don't worry about him, the professional card matters. The Valkyrie card is inside the coffin. Su Mu went forward to brush the dirt inside the coffin, and sure enough, he found a metal card at the bottom of the coffin. Valkyrie card, a rare card, use it to obtain the professional authority of the Valkyrie. The host already has a perfect warrior, no Valkyrie card is needed. I thought I could add another job, forget it, give it to Chi Yu. Put away the cards and come to the ground, bloody everywhere. A general zombie stands in the distance, watching Su Mu silently. At his feet were more than 30 corpses. All of them were from the lashan clan, and they died miserably. They were all cut in half. Zombie general. The combat power is 48,000, but he doesn't want to fight with you. General zombie. Passed over a string of kites in his hand. I know some things, so I killed them for you. You must need these very much. How about buying my life with these arcs? This zombie is the son of the king of the undead kingdom, making friends with him can be used as a businessman. In the future, you can use it to buy equipment and props of the dead. Su Mu nodded and took the arc. I sighed in my heart. It turns out that the monsters in the magic sea also have their own forces. Is it possible to leave a link? You are special and I'm sure this won't be the last time we see each other. The general zombie took a jade pendant from his waist. The sky-reaching jade pendant can be used to contact me. But it's only limited to the normal magic sea. If you go above the sky, under the sea, or the forbidden places of various races, it won't work. Su Mu put away the jade pendant and patted his shoulder lightly. You are very good, I hope to buy dark and undead items through you in the future. The general zombie froze for a moment. Then nodded slowly. Su Mu walked up to the ark and handed the Valkyrie card to Chi Yu. After Chi Yu saw it, his face was overjoyed, and he rushed into the ark and opened the inheritance door to activate it. Obtained. Professional Valkyrie, fighting skill power increased by 3% king. Su Mu took out the obtained arc. I counted exactly 36. It's finally time to upgrade. Upgrade the arc. Consumption. Lashan Clan Arc 36. Obtain. Arc LV6. The arc expanded rapidly and turned into a giant whale with a length of 100 meters. But the area of the Void Island has not expanded. Upgrade 2 more levels, and I can build a manor. Arc Mechanical Whale LV6. Form. Humpback Whale. Ability 1. Diving limit 1300 meters. Ability 2. Flying into the sky up to 8,000 meters. Ability 3. Sea Whale Song. Compared with the previous data, diving and flying can be strengthened, and other abilities remain unchanged. The consumption is still the same as before, and there is no increase in consumption due to the increase in size. While the arc was being upgraded, its engine system was also upgraded to absorb the energy of the beast core more perfectly. Beast core is equal to non-polluting nuclear fuel. So it is, too. Su Mu really wanted to knock open her own head to see if there was also a beast core inside. Yes, once you get professional authority, you will have a previous review. Alright, expanding the arc means that more things can be placed. But it also brings the trouble of cleaning. Is it time to hire a maid? Before that, 3 women just needed to clean the room. The current arc is a bit huge, and it might not be able to manage it with just 3 women. These 3 women are very talented, and it is a bit wasteful for them to be maids. Also, we should be working on a water source. 60 liters of water a day is not enough. There is also the issue of decoration. Now the decoration is too bad. No matter what, we have to get a set of excellent decoration. A few more facilities have to be added. The ark moved on. Su Mu sat on the top of the ark, thinking and looking into the distance. There is still a long way to go in the future. Discover the mysterious island, with the locals of the Magic Sea on it. Indigenous people don't like all intruders, so be careful when touching them. An island emerges with a small town on it. This is the largest island colony that Sumu has ever seen. Exactly like a slipper, 30 kilometers long and 10 kilometers wide. Yingzhong went to investigate and found that there were 3 rows of houses above, a total of more than 300 buildings. There are all the necessary facilities, the port and the church are all available. Mysterious island, suspected to be the last level in the novice area. Suddenly Sumu saw something floating in the distance. Taking a closer look, it was a corpse, and everyone was familiar with it. Lashan clan, Luo Chen. Dead. Cause of death. Stealing was killed by the guardian of the mysterious island. This way of death is no one else. Sumu took a photo and posted it on World Channel. Found a strange ear thing. In an instant, the whole world boiled. Terrans are happy. Hey, isn't this Master Luo Chen from the Lashan clan? Why are you lying in the water? This skin is so white, I'm so greedy. Don't be greedy, a corpse that has been soaked for a long time is like this. The Lashan clan was furious and suspicious. This is not true, this must not be Master Luo Chen. How so? Human, I'm going to fight you. No matter how they resist, the fact is that Luo Chen, the guardian of the Lashan clan, is dead. This was a huge blow to the Lashan clan. No, we have another guardian. Master Zhou Yunxi will lead us to success. On a remote island, Zhou Yunxi pinched and broke the neck of a lizard. Take a look at the world. The corner of the mouth curved into a pleasant arc. Let me lead you to success. Are you kidding me? From the moment you injected genetic medicine into my body, I want to destroy the Lashan clan all the time. This is just a small episode. The arc is close to the island. Then 2 soldiers riding dolphins approached. Welcome to Hope Island, and please go to the port to anchor. The 2 soldiers were also shocked. Such a huge ark, with so many plants on it, its owner must be a top expert. There is no strength in the Demon Sea, and they cannot guard their own property. Follow the soldiers, guidance to a specific location and stop. Sumu stepped out of the ark and looked around the entire island. It's pretty big. Taking this opportunity, the 3 women also came out to breathe. Wow, is this just a joke? Sumu asked the soldiers. Excuse me, is there a trading shop here? The soldier pointed to the distance. It's the trading area of the island, and there are many shops in it. Thanks. Sumu handed over 2 high-quality apples. The soldiers were overjoyed. Thank you, my lord. Everyone is wandering around the island, and there are all of them here. Clothing shop, weapons shop, fruit shop and food shop. A few women went in and took a look. There were a lot of things in it, but the quality was not good. Most of them are ordinary grades, only some excellent grades, not even perfect grades. So we have developed to this point unknowingly. The 3 women looked proud. What they eat now is excellent meat, perfect fruit, and perfect weapons. After walking around for half a circle, I came to a blueprint shop. The 3 women began to choose materials. This shop is very large, and the materials inside are quite rich. There are almost all excellent level furniture blueprints, weapon blueprints, and even a few perfect level blueprints. Hey, look, there is a blueprint for a perfect cotton coat, only 3 animal cores, I bought it. The 3 women are shopping frantically, and they are supplementing the shortage of the ark. Sumu looked at the drawings and exclaimed, the person who can build such an island is also a talent. Someone is following you, can't escape. Sumu turned her head and saw a man bowed his head. Interesting. A little guy. Sumu didn't care. He needs someone too, and a reason to fight. If possible, he also wants to trade normally. It all depends on the performance of those people. The 3 women continued to hang out. Everyone was shopping in front of a spice shop. The 3 women picked their favorite seasonings. Suddenly there was a commotion. The mayor's son brought the soldiers up to find fault. Sumu raised her eyebrows, and seemed to smell the smell of dog blood. The mayor's son is here to snatch your ark and your woman. It is recommended to kill directly. The mayor has 7 sons, he dare not offend you for 1 son. Even if you slaughtered his whole family, he wouldn't dare to resist. Boy, is the big robot whale in the port yours? Let me tell you, it belongs to me from today on. Wu Lingyun put on an angry look. On this island, he has what he wants, and living is called nourishing. In addition to eating and sleeping every day, I will play again by the way. Today I heard from my subordinates that someone came to the island and brought an ancient creation with 3 beautiful beauties. Sure enough, he didn't lie, he wanted the whale today, and he would take it away too. Men, sink into the ocean. That little brother wants a big reward. As for being rejected, it doesn't exist. He doesn't believe that these people dare to go against his will, and if they dare, he will send them to death. Su Emu's smile wasn't real. Young man, do you know what you're doing? With a domineering face, Wu Lingyun said in an incomparably arrogant way. Of course I know, but how can you mess with me? My father is the mayor of the town, a master with a combat power of 100,000. Can you offend me? I feel sorry for your father. With a wave of one hand, Sumo made his debut as a terrifying air dragon. Everything in front of the team was shattered. The Kanglong chant. Shuzi dare. An old man rushed out, but it was too late. The terrifying concussion power erupted. Wu Lingyun was directly shocked and bled from his 7 orifices. Su Mu left him a trace of life, wanting to show him how his backer was broken. The old man rushed over, but still didn't move. He was slapped down by Su Mu. The old man raised his head and roared. Do you know who he is? He is the mayor's son. If you kill him, you will die too. Suddenly the old man froze. One black and one white, 2 huge energies floated in the air, and a terrifying aura began to pervade. Wu Lingyun opened his mouth to say something, but he could only spit out a mouthful of blood. What was the use of fear, despair, regret flooding him? He was dying and couldn't even speak. Su Mu was expressionless, looking at everything around her. The mayor's son, come here to find fault, can I see you as provoking me? Very well, if you don't give me an explanation today, I will sink this island. All the soldiers were dumbfounded. The old man was also frightened. Soon, a middle-aged man in animal armor walked over. All smiles. My friends, why are you so angry? Mayor of Hope Town, Wu Chengkong, Li Qian. Su Mu tapped Wu Lingyun who was dying on the ground. Your son dared to provoke me. Tell me, what should I do? Wu Chengkong sneered in his heart, but smiled on his lips. He said he knows what kind of virtue his son has. He, Ling Yun is still just a child, how about you, a grown-up, regardless of the faults of a villain? You have to know that I'm not easy to mess with. These words are almost a naked threat. He wanted to save Wu Lingyun and have a relationship with his 3rd concubine. But I don't want to offend you, I want to take some treasures to fool you away. Su Emu's eyes are micron, darker. Wu Lingyun's body immediately burst into black flames. Ah! Terrible screams resounded throughout the street. It is really the listener who is sad and the hearer weeping. Wu Chengkong went up to save him, but was scared off by Su Emu's voice. Black flame, special skill, don't stop until the enemy is burned to death, it has the effect of burning the soul, you can try it if you want to die. This move of mine has killed a sea monster with a combat power of 250,000 in seconds. Wu Chengkong broke out in a cold sweat. Instantly killed 250,000 monsters. How strong is this person? How much trouble did my son cause me? You have to explain to me today, I don't mind killing you together. Su Mu rushed out of suicide, the nature of the demon sea has been engraved into his bone marrow. This is a world where people eat people. If he was weaker, it would definitely be him who died today. Therefore, he will not let any enemy go. This brother, you listen to my explanation. We're a small island here, and there's nothing good about it. I have 2 perfect blueprints here, I can give them to you, let's forget about it, how about it? After all, I died a son, didn't I? Su Mu stepped forward and punched it down. Even skills are useless. Wu Chengkong was directly smashed to the ground. This is the demon sea, you have offended me, then please be prepared to die. Wait, Wu Chengkong tremblingly held up a black blueprint. I am a small island, not a big power, I only have this. Su Mu glanced at it and took it. Excellent grade bow design drawings. Never mind, he is just a small character outside. If you want to get real good things, you need him to introduce the right people. Su Mu looked into the distance. In this place called Demon Sea, you can't defend this island with 100,000. Take me to meet the person behind you. I'm sure he'll have what I want in his hands. Wu Chengkong's face turned purple. Of course there was someone behind him. But if he passed by Su Mu, he must be the one who died. Suddenly, a voice came. Ha ha ha, no need, I'm here. Su Mu turned her head, eyes surprised. The other party turned out to be an acquaintance. Why you? It turned out to be Poison Xuanwu. Human-sized tortoise. Du Xuanwu was full of admiration. It's only been so long, and you're stronger again, stronger than me. You are a bad old man, you will be a ghost if you believe your words. Poison Xuanwu, with countless avatars, the main body is far away in the depths of the magic sea, and its strength is terrifying. Su Mu smacked her lips. This is something that I couldn't see before, and I can see more after upgrading the 7th sense. Sure enough, every magic sea businessman is not simple. Let's go, leave them alone, and come with me if you want to make a deal. Du Xuanwu turned his head and left without even looking at Wu Chengkong. In his heart, this is just a domestic dog. Su Mu took 3 women and followed Du Xuanwu to the next room. Du Xuanwu took out a quotation form. Let's see, the goods I sell are not the same in every place. Su Mu took it. Sky name chicken. A chicken of excellent quality, which can lay eggs of perfect quality, and the price is 50 beast cores. White goat. The meat is delicious, a little difficult to raise, worth 100 animal cores. Puppet maid hyphenation point Lilawai, special props, an alchemy puppet made by the evil witch from living people, quick to work. It is worth 300 beast cores. Soft bone rabbit. A product from the super broad world, it has a soft body and is more comfortable to the touch than a cat. You can play with it however you want. Worth 10 beast cores. Are all the animals you sell here? Yes, this is where I raise animals. Su Mu handed the list to the 3 women and asked them to choose. What's going on with this island? Where do the living materials come from? With so many people, the island does not move, and the surrounding resources cannot support the life of the people on this island. Du Xuanwu chuckled. The contract they signed sold me their lives and served me. And I just barely survived by feeding them a little bit of food. Being servants, Lei Xuanwu asked them to do some hard work. Once you join this kind of force, you will have no future. All right, the 3 women chose 2 chickens and 2 rabbits. There are too few resources on the ark to support too many. Su Mu looked at what they picked. I want that puppet too. Du Xuanwu was stunned for a moment, and tapped his fingers lightly on the table. Oh, brother, this matter is a bit difficult. This girl is consigned by me. And his trading conditions are, this item is only sold to the Dragon Clan, and at least it must be the blood of the Dragon Clan. Second, the price, 300 beast cores, or an excellent weapon. Wait, Su Mu frowned. As an excellent weapon worth 300 beast cores. Du Xuanwu looked at Su Mu like a monster. You're mistaken, this weapon is black, and ordinary people can't get the materials to make excellent weapons at all. Su Mu silently glanced at the small treasury. If you buy this puppet, you will have no money. But the beast core will exist. Poison Xuanwu has a worried look on his face, and he seems to be in trouble. Ahem. Su Mu knocked on the table. Brother Xuanwu, what happened to you? Du Xuanwu hesitated for a moment. It's actually a small thing. Witch rolling, the maker of the puppet dragged me to find a material, but I never found it. Seeing that the time is coming, it's not easy to mess with that woman getting angry. Complete the requirements of Poison Xuanwu, and you will also get a large reward. I don't know what material it is. Golden snow milk. The old tortoise was quite troubled by this. The quality of this thing is not high, but it is extremely rare, and it has not been found in all 4 sea areas. Gilt milk. Isn't this something produced by my rockery, 10 drops a day? It can increase the physical body, and I just didn't drink it today. Take out a wooden bowl and take out a drop of gilt. Is this what you're looking for? Guigu looked happy. Brother, how about I exchange that puppet for this one? Make a deal. At the same time, Su Mu also secretly remembered that the gold-plated snow milk and ether liquid are rare items. Obtain. Puppet Lilo Love 1. Li Luwai. She was originally a princess, but was sold to a witch by her greedy father, and was later turned into a puppet by an evil witch. The character is docile and sweet, and is the best choice for a maid. The combat strength is 100,000, but the bonus points are all added to the cleaning, and I don't like fighting. Only close combat, with terrifying physical fitness, and fighting enemies with fighting skills. It needs to consume 2 beast cores every day to maintain basic operations. Note: maid, Wen can clean up hygiene, and Wu can clean up enemies. The voice just fell. A maid appeared in front of Su Mu. Western appearance, light blonde long hair, light golden pupils. The face is exquisite and the figure is slender. Black and white are the main colors of Gothic maid outfits. The temperament is noble and elegant, like a princess rather than a maid. Lilo loves to meet the master. The voice is ethereal and pleasant. Poison Xuanwu laughed. Big brother, her body is exactly the same as a human's, and it has all the functions it should have. To be honest, I lost money on this transaction, but I want to make friends with you, this is my gift to you. As for the conditions, just pretend I didn't say anything. Su Mu grinned, he didn't believe that he was not qualified to buy the original dragon's blood. Du Xuanwu is a big businessman in Mahai, and he made friends with him, but he was trapped because of drunkenness. Su Mu nodded, lost in thought. Notice another sentence. Does it have all the functions it should have? That's right, it's exactly what you think. Paid the money and headed out the door. Su Mu looked around. There was a lot of voices, and there were smiles on people's faces. Although they have been reduced to other people's puppets, and there is no possibility of moving forward, at least they survived. One day, my ark will be better than here. The ark slowly left the port at 180 degrees and set off into the distance. Su Mu lay on the chair and opened a drawing. Excellent wind bow. Excellent wood 8. Excellent silk thread 4. Strong enchanted book 5. Wind enchanted book 4. The arrows fired have the power of wind, which can cause great damage to the enemy. Chi Yu, take it. Su Mu doesn't rely much on weapons. And he doesn't like excellent weapons. Thank you husband, moi. Unfortunately, excellent materials are so rare. Su Mu felt that the weapons of the 3 women should be upgraded. It's best to find a mine to collect a batch of supplies. Suddenly, the sound of a whip came. It seemed that someone was whipping something. There was a shrill howl in my ears. Looking around, Tien didn't see anything. Hope Island in the distance is peaceful, and the sound does not come from there. A minute later, the voice is still there, and Su Mu activates the 7th sense to fully perceive it. Only then did I hear more things. The sound source seems to be in a closed space, and the sound is a bit muffled. A bunch of fools, didn't I give you water? You haven't worked hard yet. It's too late if you haven't slept for 3 days, get up for me, and if Mr. Zhao Wuji is happy, I can give you some soup. Aren't you full? Hurry up and work. It sounded like hell. The island is not on the water. And underwater. This is a special island that can only be discovered by diving into the depths of the ocean. Su Mu calls the 3 women and Li Luwai to pack up. Then control the ark to dive into the bottom of the sea. Dive into the sea 300 meters. Saw a huge circular energy shield. Su Mu stood on the void island. It is isolated by the energy shield, and the sea water outside cannot enter, but he can see the scenery outside clearly, and he can also enter and exit at will. This is the bottom of the sea. The energy shield isolates a piece of the ocean floor. Discover the mine of the Shira Goblin clan. Sura Goblin, a kind of goblin, is cruel and bloodthirsty by nature. Inside the energy shield is a newly mined ore lode. On the periphery is a group of goblins in black armor, holding a long knife and a whip, exactly like an elite legion. The inner circle is a group of murlocs and monks. The goblin with the whip in his hand beat the slave up and down, making crackling noises. Even if you are dripping with blood, you are not allowed to rest. Things like tents and pots and stoves can be seen in the distance. This is a mobile camp, guarded by a waterproof treasure. Seize the treasure, and jail will completely destroy this place. Inside the energy hood, the goblins felt that the sky was dark. He looked up and saw a huge shadow above. Enemy attack. Shrill sirens blared throughout the camp. One by one, the black-armored goblins rushed out, pointing their spears at the top. Quick action, strong action. But their attack could not reach the ark. Su Mu crashes the ark into the camp. The women are ready to fight. After speaking, Su Mu got into the sea and rushed to the camp. The body smashed into the camp like a shell. A few goblins couldn't dodge in time and were directly knocked over. Sura Goblin, with a combat power of 20,000, is good at group battles, has extremely high executive ability, and is a natural soldier. With a wave of the long knife in Su Emu's hand, he cut off the head of a goblin. The huge ark rushed into the camp. 3 women marched with their pets. Qin Fangfang rushed forward, and Li Luwei stood by her side. After so long, the fighting power of the 3 women has exceeded 20,000. With the help of pets, there is no fear of these elite soldiers. The 3 women also saw the cruelty of the imperial capital just now, and the rain was not soft. Obtain. Beast Core 1. Obtain. Beast Core 5. More goblins came and formed a square formation. Seeing this, Su Mu smiled. It just happens to be cleaned up with Kandlongyan. Point your hand forward to release the power of waves. A dragon-shaped air wave rushed forward. Wherever you go, the ground is broken. The goblin that Long Qi encountered. Blood spurted all over his body, and his internal organs were shattered. Even the armor on his body was cracked. Seeing this, the remaining goblins fled away one after another. But there are also goblins coming from behind, and the 2 sides are together, and the scene is in chaos. More goblins were devoured by the dragon's breath. Killed dozens of goblins with one blow. Seeing this, the captured slaves immediately snatched the goblin's weapon. Attacks the surrounding overseers, but more slaves had empty eyes and didn't make any movements. Those slaves who didn't move were used as shields by the goblins. Su Mu didn't hold back, and bombarded him with his shield. He wasn't here to save people, so naturally he wouldn't have any scruples. Suddenly a slave put his hand into a goblin corpse, intending to snatch the property above. Dark devouring black flame. Su Mu was furious, and a ray of black flame emerged. The slave was ignited and instantly burned into a ball of torches. The screams resounded throughout the camp, making people shudder. The other slaves immediately lost their minds. Su Mu came to the place where the ore was piled up and took away the mountain of ore. Obtain. Perfect Metal 100. Obtain. Excellent Metal 4. Obtain. Excellent Metal 300. 2 poor. Su Mu picked up a piece of gravel casually. Obtain. Epic Phoenix Feather 2. Su Mu looked up and down and found out. This piece of crushed stone is red in color, like a machete. Tap lightly, and there is a faint metallic sound. Looking around, there is actually a piece of Tujong stone. This is the place where the phoenix fell. If you search carefully, you will get unexpected benefits. Su Mu put away the petrified feathers. The slaves in the distance have gathered. Some of these slaves were orcs with features of land beasts. Some are murlocs in the sea. Thank you for saving all of us, but please leave quickly, the king of demons is coming. An old goat man came over with a tired voice. The Goblin King is very powerful, we are willing to back you up. Su Mu raised her eyebrows. This old man has something to ask for. Sure enough, the old goat man took out an egg from his bosom. This is the egg of the flame chicken, and it is also an excellent war beast when it hatches. I can only pray that you keep it. Flame chicken. Su Mu has a weird face. Discover the egg of the blazing phoenix, the quality is legendary. Fire phoenix. Mother is flame phoenix, father is ice phoenix. The descendant created by the combination of the two has both the power of extreme cold and the power of ice. But it also caused a conflict of spiritual energy in the body. Without the ability to balance the energy in the body, its lifespan would not exceed 10 months. Note: Kurong wine can perfectly solve this problem. The corners of Su Emu's mouth twitched slightly. This is really a surprise. I want this egg, you can ask for something else. None of the goblins here can escape today. The old goat man wanted to say something, when suddenly a roar came from afar. Who dares to make trouble in my territory? A goblin with a height of 3 meters came out, wearing heavy armor and holding a giant sleeper. King of the goblins. The old goat's complexion was as white as paper, and his body shook like chaff. The king of goblins has a combat power of 134,000, and the heavy armor on his body is an excellent treasure. Good at close combat. At this moment, slaves stood in front of Su Mu one by one. Su Mu glanced at it. Most of the faces were starved and listless. The old goat stuffed the egg into Su Emu's hand. Please leave quickly, I will block it here. Su Mu shook her head slightly. It's just a little goblin, why panic? The Goblin King approached very quickly, with red magic lines looming on his body. The heavy armor on his body and the heavy hammer in his hand did not affect his forward speed at all. The slaves raised their weapons and stood ready. These slaves can be considered of the good king and sold to poison Xuanwu. The elderly will definitely like it. There was a roar like thunder. Hey, where did the bastard come from? Dare to spoil my good deeds, are you looking for death? The Goblin King was furious. He got the treasure map and came here to find Phoenix's body. Before the body was found, someone actually killed his own people. Noisy. Su Mu stretched out his hand, and a water dragon rose into the air. He opened his ferocious mouth and bit the Goblin King. The water dragon exploded, and the Goblin King was thrown more than 10 meters away. The Goblin King jumped up immediately, without much damage on his body. It's kind of true, no wonder you dare to come here to make trouble. However, if you only have this ability, then you are dead. I will hammer every inch of your body into meat paste. The magic patterns on the Goblin King's body flickered with strange light, and his body expanded rapidly, turning into a giant 4 meters high. The breath also became violent. Dragon Suit 1-day power. The heavy hammer hit the ground, and the terrifying force tore through the ground, plowing a gully towards Su Mu's bed. Discover special skills, left behind by Diamond Star Dragon. Can be plundered. Hiss. What is Diamond Star Dragon? The strongest dragon warrior. How strong are his skills? Dragon armor possessed. Su Mu mobilized all her strength and punched him. The hammer clashed with the fist, and violent shock waves erupted. Ah! The veins on the Goblin King's body popped out, and he was shocked to find that his strength was no match for this little man. Su Mu knocked back the Goblin King with one punch, and then punched him in the chest. The King of Goblins rolled over more than 10 meters, and quickly got up again. Ant, are you tickling? The power of the Shenlong is indeed very strong, even if it is only a remnant, it is still strong. Su Mu praised. Ordinary Shira goblins have a fighting power of only 20,000, but this guy has reached 130,000. The strength of the novice area, apart from the guardians, the stowaways, and the merchants of the magic sea, is the strongest. This guy's fighting power has broken the limit. Su Mu's thoughts turned sharply. Her hands were not slow, she leaned forward and pulled out the devil's holy sword. A sword pierced the Goblin King's shoulder, and with a swipe upward, his entire shoulder was removed. Ah, it seems that you have nothing but strength. Su Mu sneered. The King of Goblins is about to fully release the power of the Diamond Star Dragon, which can be plundered with the Malkin bracelet. You forced me to do this. A violent and deep breath erupted. A cloud of colorful light erupted from the Goblin King. Great Dragon God, please grant me strength. Where the streamer covered the land, the armor turned into a diamond-like substance. It's now. Su Mu stepped forward, and the lightsaber pierced the Goblin King's heart. Put your hand on the sword. The Malkin bracelet on his wrist suddenly burst into dazzling light. A magical energy emanated from the Goblin King's body and merged into the bracelet. How is this possible? The Goblin King struggled desperately, but his strength was pulled away, and his body became weaker and weaker. Roar! A dragon chant shook the world. A phantom of a dragon appeared on Su Mu's body. System prompt. Obtain Diamond Star Dragon Residual Power 1. Acquisition. Skill, Star Power Force. Star Power Power. The special skill of the powerful Star Dragon of the Ancient Dragon Clan, which can be activated to gain a 3-fold increase in power. Skill activated. The dragon's soul merged into Su Mu's body. Su Mu felt like he could break through a mountain. Punch down on the head of the Goblin King with a click. The latter shattered like a watermelon. The slaves in the distance looked dumbfounded. Obtain. Advanced Beast Core 1. Obtain. Excellent Warhammer 1. Obtain. Excellent Heavy Armor 1. Obtain. Heavy Armored Warrior Professional Card 1. Obtain. Water Avoidance Bead 1 Epic Level. Su Mu took out a blue bead. The water inside was rippling, as if it contained a sea. Water Avoiding Bead. Used in the sea, it can open a barrier to expel the surrounding seawater. Epic Water Repelling Beads Water Avoiding Range, 10 kilometers. Good stuff. The slaves in the distance were only shocked and ecstatic. This man was so powerful that even the mighty Goblin King died in his hands. The old goat man came over. Dear strong man, what can we do for you? Su Mu chuckled lightly. Wait to be sold by me. The other slaves were thrown a bucket of cold water in an instant. Desperation rose in an instant, and it turned out that no amount of change could change the status of being a slave. Su Mu threw 2 Kanglong yins into the distance. 2 more frostbolts were shot, making most of the goblins incapacitated. Then start searching the island. In the mines dug by slaves. Su Mu searched with the 7th sense and found several bones. Obtain. Epic Phoenix Bone 10. Nothing else. Is that all? Su Mu came to the residential area. Find the largest tent and go inside. In the center of the tent stood a golden treasure chest. Open the treasure chest. Obtain. Arc Parts Upgrade Card 1. Obtain. Goblin Auction House Invitation Letter 1. Arc Parts Upgrade Card, which can increase the level of any part of the arc, up to the maximum epic level. It can be used to improve resources. Su Mu looked at the hand, which was similar to Benzu. Invitation to Goblin Auction. Through this invitation, you can participate in the Goblin Auction. After a little understanding, Su Mu understands that this BBFC auction will be on top of the Magic C system. With an invitation letter, an auction interface can be temporarily added to the system. System prompt. The Goblin auction will start in 3 hours, and the currency is beast cores. The minimum price for the auction item is 100 beast cores. After putting away these 2 things, Su Mu went back outside. The women are clearing the field. Finally Chi Yu came over. We obtained a total of 404 beast cores. 404 excellent suits. I want to exchange these things for some enchanted books, is that okay? Su Mu nodded. Just then the air trembled. Poison Xuanwu walked out of the air. I'm still wondering why there was a terrifying fluctuation coming from here not long after you left. When the battle started, he was already watching here. He didn't come until the end, obviously because he wanted to buy slaves. I think we should leave a tool of connection between us. When dealing with those who can cooperate, Su Mu has never been stingy with her smiling face. Ha ha ha, I think so too. Poison Xuanwu handed over a piece of black turtle shell. Obtain. Poison Xuanwu Store Membership Card 1. Poison Xuanwu Shop Membership Card. After using it, you can create a separate channel on the system interface to communicate with Poison Xuanwu. At this time, Du Xuanwu had finished counting the slaves. There are 67 slaves in total, and I will give you 6,007 beast cores. To the end, Du Xuanwu never asked whether these slaves belonged to Su Mu. In his eyes, yes and no difference. Du Xuanwu opened a space gate and stuffed all the slaves in. During the period, someone wanted to resist and was directly knocked out. On the other side of the gate is a huge square, in which countless slaves are locked. Du Xuanwu heeheed, and lightly slapped Su Mu. I just bought a fox girl. Its figure and appearance are rare in the world. Many emperors asked me to buy it. I have never been willing to sell it. How about it? Do you want it? Su Mu shook her head. I have played with this thing enough, so I won't buy it for the time being. Du Xuanwu patted Su Mu on the shoulder. That fox girl's ability is against the sky, and her talent is close to that of a god. She is the next princess who descended from the race. She came here by smuggling, and ended up hitting the dragon god Tai in the face. Dragon god sold it to me. Men always need something. 10 beast cores, but you have to do something for me. Su Mu pondered for a moment. If it is related to the dragon god, then you can consider remembering it. The old turtle has a request from you, you can consider it. You can take this as a mission issued by Mahai. Completing the meat task will make your future easier. What's the matter? Su Mu's eyelids drooped slightly. The 7th sense is telling him that this is really not easy. The princess of the whale family has been captured, you know that. Su Mu nodded, he was the one who saved it. It's not that simple behind it. The whale family is so strong. The whale family, the strongest race, the #1 overlord of the Demon Sea. Who can break through the blockade of the whales and rob people? So I want you to help me find something that only your luck can suppress. Things belong to you, I just look at it as enough. Chapter 131. Someone used an artifact to capture the princess here, but during the battle, the artifact was severely injured by Jingtian and fell into this sea area. That guy is dead, but he doesn't tell the secret of the artifact, so I want you to find it. It's a shame to say that the artifact has a spirit, and only those with great luck can call it out. Not lying. Many people are looking for this artifact, but only those with great luck can meet it. You're making a big deal out of me, but it's actually not what good for me. Su Mu is smiling. Du Xuanwu laughed and cursed. Don't you just want benefits? While speaking, Du Xuanwu opened a door of space. A woman was dragged out. This woman is 28 years old, her appearance is peerless, and her skin is as thick as fat. Wearing a long white dress. What makes Su Mu more concerned is that the woman has a pair of big fox ears on her head. There are also 9 fluffy white fox tails behind it. The woman saw the surrounding scenery, did not speak, and sat quietly. It seems that he has accepted his fate. 1 price, 10 beast cores. The magic sea has the rules of the magic sea. If I give it to you for nothing, I will be backlashed by the magic sea. Su Mu frowned slightly. Can't you come over with some resources? For example, 2 weapons, or 2 enchanted books. Du Xuanwu shook his head, his body gradually dimmed. Don't be dissatisfied, some things are much more fun than weapons. Du Xuanwu left, and the remaining people rushed forward. Husband, what do you mean, you found another one? Su Mu waved her hand. It's just a deal, she's just an addition. Su Mu put her hand on the woman's forehead. Fox Qianyu, the princess of the fox tribe of the orc tribe, born unable to speak, her eyes have the power to charm people's hearts. Combat strength, 888. Isn't this just an ordinary person? Su Mu was speechless. What's the use of a beautiful big vase? Discover a rare talent. Divine wedding dress. Shenpin Ludding. No matter how high the cultivation base is, it will be nothing more than someone else's wedding dress in the end. Note, the tragic mushroom coolness, the ability to be sad. It's fake, this is not cultivating immortals, how could there be a furnace design? And also dumb. Forget it, clean up the surroundings first. Then go back to the Ark. After everyone returned to the Ark, Su Mu has absorbed the ability to avoid water drops. In an instant, the sea water poured back, and a large whirlpool was set off in the whole area. The Ark has strong defense capabilities, and in this case, it didn't shake at all, and left slowly. Back to the sea, everyone continued to move forward. However, this time there were many more people. Su Mu brings everyone together. Now on the Ark, there are 4 women. Qin Fangfang, Qi Yu, William Locke, and the new girl Hu Qianyu. Then there are 2 Dongbin who are not human. The Wraith Zhao Hongzhu, and the companion Li Luwai. The rest are pets. Eagle Scout Eagle Sauce, Mermaid Healer Alice. The eccentric water dragon Ada, and the dog Baishu who is eager to express himself. What a big family. Su Mu shook her head slightly. From today onwards, we are a family, and we all get to know each other. Everyone looked at each other in blank dismay. New sister, everyone is trying to survive in this sea of magic. Qi Yu spoke in embarrassment. The opposite side is too beautiful, it's over, my husband will not belong to me in the future. Hu Qianyu nodded slightly. He wanted to say something, but he opened his mouth but made no sound. If you can't say it, just write it. Qi Yu took out a piece of paper and an ink pen. Fox Qianyu wrote on the paper. It's a pleasure to meet you all. My name is Hu Qianyu, and I'm from the Ark clan on the planet Karen. The 3 women nodded. Suddenly, Qin Fangfang couldn't bear it anymore and asked. Sister Qianyu, can I pet your tail? William Locke's eyes were shining. Looking at Hu Qianyu was like looking at a piece of delicious cake. Fox girl, so cute, the ears are so cute, it seems to be touched. The tail looks so soft, it must be very comfortable to use as a pillow, right? Hu Qianyu sensed something was wrong and wanted to hide behind Su Mu, but it was too late. 3 women rushed forward, one scratched his ear, and the other touched his tail. Hu Qianyu's face turned red instantly, but she couldn't speak, so she had to look like Su Mu to ask for help. Su Mu laughed and picked up a fox tail. This feeling is not generally comfortable. Hu Qianyu is in despair. Her expression resembled that of an angry little daughter-in-law. After an hour, when they reached the next island, everyone let go of Hu Qianyu. Su Mu smiled and landed on the island first. Su Mu's smile froze. She was so excited just now that Yingzhong didn't let Yingzhong investigate. Come on now, the island is kind of quiet. Fly into the sky, look around the whole island, and find that there is an ancient manor here. Tanglong Empire-style ancient manor, quiet and unpopular. What's wrong? Chi Yu asked from below. Su Mu frowned. You go back to the Ark first, it's not normal here. Su Mu is close to the manor, which is a manor similar to Chao's compound. The walls are high. Come to the gate, kick open the gate. It was empty inside, not even a grass root. It has been searched by people, but people are still here. Su Mu frowned slightly. Human. Or Lashan tribe. Here, far away from the novice area, there are many monsters, and it is impossible to live without a combat power of 20,000. Could it be another stowaway? In a daze, Su Mu seemed to see a person hiding in a corner holding something. Found it. Su Mu walked down the corridor and across the garden. Came to a room and kicked open the door. It was empty inside. My perception is wrong. Are you kidding me? As soon as Su Mu raised his hand, a cationic ball was thrown upwards. A phantom disappeared in a flash. It is a clone, coming as an assassin, proficient in assassination techniques. Strong strength, stowaway, front, he is in front. Su Mu kicked into the air. A figure flew out. Interesting. The assassin threw a small ball, which exploded, sending out a cloud of smoke. Want to sneak attack by smoke. Suddenly, a light blade tore through the weapon and inserted into his heart. The assassin's eyes froze instantly. The mere mist also wants to disturb me. You are really big. Su Mu drew his sword. Acquisition. Excellent night clothes 1. Obtain. Excellent flying knife 1 set 12 pieces. Obtain. Mysterious letter 1. Obtain. Smoke bomb 10. Acquisition. Perfect poison Michelle half step 1 bottle. Su Mu sensed it with her 7th sense and opened the letter after confirming that it was non-toxic. This is an assassin's letter, and it's normal to have some tricks on it. Dear Assassin King, I hope you can help me snatch Huchi on you, and you will pay the price. Hiss, is the little fox so valuable? Suddenly, there was a sound of footsteps. A ghost is coming. A gleam of coldness passed by. The corners of Su Mu's mouth were slightly raised, and the flowing armor covered her whole body. Clang. The blade cut on the armor, bringing out a string of sparks. Your strength is too weak. Su Mu turned her head slowly. Although she was prepared, Su Mu was still surprised. Tisk, we've arrived at the nest. Discovered a special breath, suspected artifact fragments. Ha-5. In front of them is a group of fierce ghosts. Holding a long knife, a chainsaw. The whole is intact, but the eyes are dull. The nameless ghost, originally a resident of Chao Daiwan, later a piece of debris fell from the sky and killed everyone. Originally they could directly step into reincarnation, but the fragments exerted mysterious power, locked their souls in the power of the physical body, and made them go berserk. If you want to save them, you need to find the artifact fragments and seal the artifact fragments. Su Mu was speechless, and glanced down at her bracelet. This is also an artifact, and it is also damaged. One fragment will destroy an island. You can only use it to add attributes. The function is different. This artifact is full of the breath of death. Su Mu slapped the sneak attacking ghost away. Ask easily. Big brothers, can you tell me where the artifact fragments are? Ho ho. The ghosts didn't answer. They rushed up directly, wanting to chop Su Mu into pieces. Hey. Su Mu kicked the middle-aged ghost in the stomach, and then punched the fat ghost in the face. The holy sword of the Demon King. Dark devouring black flame. Zhanfeng enveloped all the ghosts with black flames. The black flame burns the soul, and it hurts ghosts more fiercely than humans. In an instant, the ghosts were burned into torches. Even though they were covered by flames, these ghosts did not let out a scream. Brandishing his weapon, he continued to attack Su Mu. Su Mu had no choice but to swing his sword and cut off their limbs, making them completely incapacitated. As expected of a monster that has been boosted by an artifact, its vitality is so strong. Burn all ghosts to ashes. Su Mu started looking. The super god level 7th sense could not immediately detect the whereabouts of the artifact fragments. This artifact provides abilities such as death and concealment. The concealment ability you provide, you conceal yourself, but what about other positions? Su Mu has a 7th sense perception. The entire compound. Found that there are many ghosts like this. Unusually, this fragment can directly turn so many people into ghosts, and ignore the burning pain of the black flame. It can be seen that its ability is strong. Su Mu quickly found the anomaly. This fragment actually has something to do with it. But in such a large estate, there is one piece that cannot be felt, which is obvious to Su Mu. It was as if a dark space suddenly appeared under the light. Su Mu also moved closer. There are assassins approaching you. Why are there assassins? This group of assassins came here for the artifact fragments. The assassin just received an extra commission. Okay, it's annoying. Su Mu stepped down, and the power of the shock melted into the ground. The ground shatters, revealing the 4 assassins. Who are you? The leader of the assassins had a look of disbelief. He wears a gold single-rimmed spectacles over his left eye, which is a combat effectiveness tester. The strength of this person is as high as 430,000. Su Mu's strength was not so strong. But the increase in the 7th sense made his strength increase very scary. Now lack of blood and blue is Su Mu's only remaining problem. Brother, I think we have no grievances in the past, and we have no grievances in recent days, so let's separate, okay? The leader of the assassins obviously doesn't want to be an enemy of Su Mu. He can't beat him, really can't beat him. With a combat power of 400,000, the masters of some medium-sized forces in the Demon Sea are at this level. They come from a medium-sized force, and they also know what happened to the Whale clan. I learned that there is an artifact broken here, so I came to look for it. Now the large forces and top forces are being stared at by the furious Whale clan. It is the time for these small and medium-sized forces to make a fortune. This person may also have come to grab the fragments. Colleagues or enemies, and we must find a way to kill them. He has murderous intentions towards you and wants to sneak attack you. Su Mu drew out the Demon King's holy sword, and slashed out with one strike. The 4 assassins retreated quickly. But Su Mu has the blessing of the 7th sense, and has seen all their movements. Predict their future. As far as the sword's edge went, all their escape routes had been blocked. 4 heads flew up. Obtain. Excellent flying knife 40. Obtain. Excellent katana sword 2. Obtain. Excellent poison dart 5. Obtain. Perfect poison smile powder 3. Acquisition. Excellent night travel clothes 4. Obtain. Epic combat power detector 1. How strong did you think it was, and this is the result? Su Mu sighed quietly. He also knows that this is because the 7th sense is too strong. As long as the enemy is a little lower than himself, he can crush with absolute advantage. These should be all the little soldiers, and there is still a leader who has not shown up. Continue to look for artifact fragments, you will meet them sooner or later. Go ahead and come to a yard. There is a tree in this yard. The tree body is withered and yellow. On the body of the tree, there is actually an eye. The tree turned into something like a monster. Seeing Su Mu, the dryad didn't move. He has wisdom, but a tree is a tree, unable to act. Su Mu jokingly said, "You are also very unlucky." A few notes suddenly sounded in the heart of the tree. So painful, kill me. It won't let me die, and it won't let me live. Death is eroding me and guarding me, so bitter Aaron. Su Mu was taken aback for a moment, then suddenly realized. Becoming something that is not a ghost is also painful. Just let me fulfill your wish. Su Mu drew out her lightsaber and was about to end the life of the dryad. Suddenly a samurai sword came out of the air and blocked Su Mu's sword. Yo, you're finally out. Su Mu turned her head to look at the man in black next to her. The man in black looked serious. Dark Situ, the leader of the Assassination Alliance, with a combat power of 380,000. Good at stealth and assassination. Friend, are you also looking for artifact fragments? And Situ withdrew his knife and fixed his eyes on Su Mu. I think it's better for you not to go into the muddy water this time. Hostile, he wants to kill you. Su Mu was also convinced. 1 and 2 wanted to attack him when he was slack. So these people haven't thought about it, have their ideas been seen through? Su Mu shook her head and sneered, aren't you coming to taste this muddy water too? While speaking, Su Mu clapped her hand. The Kanglong chant. And Situ's figure disappeared into the air in a flash. Invisibility. Surrounded by An Situ, Su Mu circled around, ready to deliver a fatal blow. At the same time, he smiled proudly. You are very strong, so what? Can you see me? This is the confidence of An Situ, which is a special invisibility technique. It can hide the body in the air. Even if you pour water on it, it will not show up, which is 3 points better than ordinary invisibility. Su Mu is speechless. I can see clearly, and see clearly. Puff. Don't be too confident in being a human being. Su Mu slowly withdraws the sword that pierced his heart. And Situ covered his heart in disbelief. A look of doubting life, as if the whole world has collapsed. Impossible, this is a special enchanted book given by Master Haster. How can you see me? Hast, unknown, an enemy hiding in the dark. Well, your invisibility is really good, but you met a person who can ignore invisibility. And Situ swallowed his breath unwillingly. Obtain. Hidden God Enchanted Book 1. Obtain. Assassin Professional Card 1. Obtain. Epic Combat Power Detector 1. Sure enough, the stronger the person, the better the explosion. Su Mujian picked up the enchanted book and hadn't checked it carefully when his seventh sense suddenly felt something was wrong. As soon as he turned his head, he saw that the dryad's body swelled rapidly, like a pregnant woman who was pregnant in October. The miracle fragment obtained a physical body. Can you stop talking like that? Quickly the trunk cracked and a hand stretched out. This is a puppet made of wood, not much different from normal people. Except the skin is green. System prompt. Sen Luo Mu demon is found, kill it to get the enchanted book of Shenmue. Su Mu saw it keenly. In the heart of Sen Luo Mu Yao, there is an irregular red gemstone. The gems shone with a strange light, and the soul was deeply attracted at a glance. Shards of artifacts, which can be devoured, are used to repair the Malkin bracelet. Is this the artifact fragment? Su Mu stepped forward and slapped the gemstone with one blow. There was a click. Sawdust was flying all over the sky, and the entire forest monster was smashed into pieces. So weak. But in the next second the jewel shone brightly. The shattered wooden demon instantly returned to its original shape. Extremely strong reshaping ability, immortal artifacts, immortal monsters. The master's self-healing power is indeed terrifying. The divine artifact is governed by death. If he does not let the Sen Luo Mu demon die, the Sen Luo Mu demon will not die. This is just an accessory of an artifact, and its strength is insufficient, so it can consume his strength through continuous killing. Interesting. The chi, blood and soul power in Su Mu's body were crazily injected into the soldier beast Yuya behind him. Ultimate power +1. Beast skill 3 can consume the ultimate enhanced Su Mu's skill, but it has not been used because it consumes too much. This time it is ready to be used as a nirvana. The blue dragon in his hand chanted continuously, smashing the Mori Luo Mu demon time and time again. Kill you. The demon Sen Luo Mu became angry and threw his fist at Su Mu's body. He is a life cultivated by a divine tool, a mere human. How can he have the courage to be an enemy of him? System prompt. Sen Luo Mu caused a little damage to you, and it has been recovered. Quote, can you still be at the weak point? After being killed dozens of times, Sen Luo Mu Yao finally understood that this person in front of him was not easy to mess with. As soon as the body turned, I wanted to run outside. Return. Su Mu kicked him back with a roundabout kick. This time, Luo Yao completely panicked. In this way, he will die. Master, I made a mistake, please let me go. Su Mu was unmoved and continued to kill. This kind of guy is just an ordinary person with a semi-immortal body. The power of the artifact is weakening. Good phenomenon. Su Mu flew up and kicked the head of the forest wood demon. This time, the Mori Luo Mu monster lay on the ground and didn't get up for a long time. The artifact is about to explode, please be careful. The wooden demon on the ground suddenly swelled and turned into a giant. Picking up a fist that was bigger than the casserole, it hit Su Mu on the head. Smash the wooden demon and use the Malkin bracelet to capture the power of the artifact fragments. The Kanglong chant, ultimate strengthening. After the terrifying roar, with Su Mu as the center, everything within a radius of 100 meters was shaken into powder. In front of Su Mu floats a red gemstone. The gem seems to be alive and wants to escape. Su Mu stretched out her hand. Grab the gems. The Malkin bracelet glowed with colored light and began to devour the jeweled calendar. As wisps of black breath were drawn out, the gem stopped struggling very quickly. Malkin bracelet preliminary repair, soul power plus 30%, vitality plus 30%, all attributes plus 15%. Is this an initial fix? I don't know how much power it takes to fully repair it. The red gem was not damaged after losing its power. What he lost was only strength. As long as you give him strength, he will recover soon. The artifact is dead but not stiff, and will be resurrected whenever there is a chance. You are also a ruthless character. Su Mu conveniently took the ruby into the interspatial ring. He picked up another green enchanted book on the ground. Obtain. Shenmu enchanted book. After enchanting, you can sign a contract with the forest and get the skill, Sen Luo Mu Ape. Sen Luo Mu Ape. Summon a wooden ape to fight for you. The strength of the wooden ape depends on how much soul power you input. Note, why do you need to single out when you can fight in groups? It's a stupid skill. Enchanting. Acquired skill. Summon Sen Luo Mu Ape. Su Mu felt itchy when he got the skill, so he wanted to try it. Su Mu clasped his hands together and shouted, "Summon Sen Luo Mu Ape." For the first summoning, Su Mu didn't inject too much soul power, only 3,000. The next second the earth was torn apart. A giant wooden hand, holding Su Mu up. Standing in the sky, Su Mu saw the whole picture of the giant. The height of the giant is more than 50 meters. The appearance is a huge ape, with a feeling of King Kong. The ape wears armor and holds a long staff. Like a god of war. I recruited Sun Wukong. Of course this is impossible, the recruited apes are not conscious and will only act according to Su Mu's instructions. It's like manipulating your own body. After Su Mu was the operator, he punched down. A huge shock wave swept in all directions. This power is indeed terrifying. But the movements are too clumsy and not suitable for fighting against people with high agility. Each skill has its own characteristics and shortcomings. You should make good use of these skill characteristics during the battle. Don't expose your weaknesses. Received the supernatural powers, turned on the system, and opened the poison Xuanwu shop. Contact Du Xuanwu. Soon the surrounding space was torn apart, and the old man tortoise came out. I found it so quickly. Du Xuanwu was surprised. Su Mu handed over the ruby. Hiss, so that's the case, it turned out to be this thing. Du Xuanwu took a look and explained. The roulette of life and death, something that can control life and death, uses it to enter the kingdom of death, and then sneak into the territory of whales. The person who thinks of this method is also a strange thing. Where is the kingdom of death? Su Mu thinks this place is not simple. Maybe in the future, he will go there to find opportunities. There are two sides of the Devil Sea, yours is above the Devil Sea, and there is a world of shadows below the Devil Sea, which is called the Kingdom of Death. Du Xuanwu returned the gem to Su Mu. There's nothing good there, it's full of dark creatures, bloodthirsty and crazy. Thank you for this incident, through this I can also find a lot of informants. Also, this artifact was shattered, and the fragments should be around here, you can look for it. After speaking, Du Xuanwu turned and left, walking in a hurry. Su Mu shrugged and went back to the ark to start distributing supplies. When all the items were placed on the table, everyone was shocked. Chi Yu smacked her lips. Husband, did you rob a power? Su Mu nodded. A force has almost been wiped out. Assassin's class card, and throwing knife, William Locke, do you want it? A total of 6 sets of night clothes were received this time. 5 of them were kept for use, and 1 of them was hung by Su Mu to the world. Sell excellent night clothes, buy rare professional cards, rare props, and rare enchanted books. Ah, Boss Su hasn't sold anything for a long time, I miss you so much. Boss Su doesn't sell it because his 3 wives are selling it, but this time it's so ruthless that he started selling Zuiyu props. Greedy, but can't afford it. Suddenly, a message came. Su Mu opened it and was taken aback for a moment. It turned out to be a Lashan clan, which is a bit interesting. And the conditions she gave moved her heart. To be honest, Su Mu didn't expect this woman to make a deal with him. Where did she have the guts? I hate the Lashan clan's style of robbing luck. To survive in the magic sea is to survive well, you actually want to play dirty. Here, Zhou Yunshi's message has been sent, a transaction application. Trader. Zhou Yunshi. Trade item. Void alloy 1. Requirements. Excellent night clothes 1. Zhou Yunshi on the other end sent the reason. Su Mu, I am the Lashan clan, but I am going to leave the Lashan clan, break all ties with the Lashan clan, and live alone. This night clothes can help me cover my breath, please help me. It's true, this woman is full of hatred for the Lashan clan. Su Mu didn't care about this woman's relationship with the Lashan clan. But this prop is really useful. Void alloy, one of the artifact fragments, possesses the power of the void. However, due to serious damage, most of its abilities have been lost, so it can be used to absorb and repair the Malkin bracelet. Is that woman nearby? Su Mu took a look at Zhou Yunxi's fighting strength. 40,000. That woman seems to have found a great opportunity, and it may be a complete transformation. That person is not nearby. The void alloy has the ability to travel through the void. When it was shattered, it happened to travel to other regions. That's it. Su Mu rubbed her chin, thinking about it. This person can be regarded as another trump card of the Lashan clan, and for some reason they had conflicts with the Lashan clan. If it can be pulled over and restrained, it can greatly weaken the power of the Lashan clan. Su Mu is not a god, so he can't save the entire human race, but he doesn't mind helping the human race if possible. Pull it into the influence, pull it to the side with the authority of the influence, and then sign the contract. The content of the contract is, from today onwards, Zhou Yunxi and the Lashan clan will not die endlessly, and they will kill each other when they see each other. It is really a happy thing to hunt the Lashan tribe with the hope of the Lashan tribe. So Su Mu replied, yes, but you have to join my power and sign a contract. Quote, from now on, the Lashan clan is your enemy, see each other. Zhou Yunxi over there hesitated for a moment, thinking back to my own life. Before he was born, he was taken to a secret experimental base, where he was injected with various serums and drugs. After birth, she has to go through inhumane training every day. He had to stay on the electric chair for 2 hours every day, and when he was Luo Chen's sandbag, he was beaten until his head was broken. Nearly died several times. Then he cut off his own flesh and blood and used it for research. If it wasn't for his own value, he might have already been dealt with. Now that I have the opportunity to leave, what are you still hesitating about? Zhou Yunxi gritted his teeth with a ferocious expression on his face. Yes, I will agree to whatever you say. This is not dissatisfaction with the contract, but hatred for the Lashan clan. This person's hatred for the Lashan clan has reached its peak. All right, Su Mu sent an invitation to a faction. Soon, a woman appeared in front of Su Mu. Looking at the woman, Su Mu probably understood a little bit. This is a delicate woman, but there is a very strong chill in her body. If this woman is not the body of Taiyin in the legend, then she has too much resentment. This must have gone through a lot of torture, otherwise there would not be such a big resentment. Let's sign the contract. Su Mu calmly took out a contract and wrote on it with blood ink. Zhou Yunxi of the Lashan clan, since then, has left the Lashan clan and will never end with the Lashan clan. He will never help the Lashan clan, and even kills the Lashan clan one at a time. And maintain absolute loyalty to Su Mu. Everything you do in the future will be devoted to the construction of Hope Town. If there is any violation, the soul will fly away. Sign your name. If you don't sign, you will die now. Su Mu revealed her aura. Zhou Yunxi was stunned on the spot. Quickly clicked on the combat power leaderboard, and was immediately stunned by the combat power of nearly 450,000. Okay, I promise. Zhou Yunxi signed his name. And at this moment, the Demon Sea system sent an announcement. Magic Sea announcement. The lucky daughter of the Lashan clan, Zhou Yunxi left the Lashan clan, and has been with the Lashan clan forever since then. For a time the whole world boiled. Human race and Lashan race were shocked by this news. Afterwards, the human race ushered in ecstasy, while the Lashan race experienced despair. No, it's not true, how could it be? Haha, aren't the Lashan clan crazy? Go on, Luo Chen is dead, and the second master betrayed me. I'm dying of laughter. Zhou Yunxi, you were sentenced to the Lashan clan, you will die badly. Unfortunately, my human race now has an average combat power of more than 3,000, and your Lashan is only 800. You should worry about yourself first. In the past, the human race and the Lashan clan did not go to war very much, that was because of the unstable factor of Zhou Yunxi. She can't beat Su Mu, but she can beat others. Now that she is gone, people will definitely kill all the Lashan clan. Brothers, copy the guys and destroy the Lashan clan. Brothers from the 77C region gather together to attack the Lashan tribe. Compared with the arrogance of the human race, the Lashan race can only tremble in the corner of the world. Now they don't have any backing. Okay, let's make a deal. Su Mu took out a night suit. Zhou Yunxi took out a small metal fragment. During the exchange, she saw the bracelet on Su Mu's wrist. Is that my clan's miracle bracelet on your hand? Su Mu nodded and said this, he just wanted to ask one thing. Where did you Lashan clan get the two artifacts? This seems to be a gift from a higher civilization, and that civilization gave us this artifact before it was destroyed, saying that it was an artifact that could trigger miracles. But we have always understood what's the use, it's just used to send items. Quote. As he said that, Zhou Yunxi looked at the ground under his feet, and took a deep breath. Island of the Void. Yes. Su Mu didn't want to explain anything either. Li Jiaohao picked up the Myrkan bracelet and absorbed the power of the Void alloy. Myrkan bracelet. Soul power plus 35%, chi and blood value plus 35%, all attributes increase plus 25%. Tisk, finally there is a shadow of a divine weapon. Zhou Yunxi wanted to chat for a while, but Su Mu was obviously not interested in her. He had no choice but to drive his own arc away. Here William Locke has mastered the stabbing profession and learned the hidden skills. The combat power soared to 40,000. Qin Fangfang activated the profession of heavy armored warrior, and put on the excellent heavy armor, her combat power skyrocketed again. Although Qi Yu has the professional authority of the martial god, the enchanted books she bought recently all add healing. Become a qualified nanny. Several princesses, have you selected your powerful candidates, have you made a sound? Su Mu shouted loudly, it's time to harvest one. Just had a big harvest. There are still many things that are redundant, but I don't want to sell them casually. Soon 3 women came up with a list. Dozens of people, all women. These women are the owners of lucky gifts. Luck is better than ordinary people, and the harvested materials are better than others. Moreover, he has good conduct and will not be greedy. Are you looking for a harem? Su Mu smiled, and then began to observe one by one, perceiving with the 7th sense. Qi Yu's judgment may not be accurate. Through Qi Yu, first understand the experience of these people. Then ask Qi Yu to chat with them on his behalf to learn more information. Perceive the state of these people with the 7th sense and confirm that they will not deceive themselves. Without the same level of 7th sense, no one can lie in front of Su Mu. Sure enough, there are a few people with ghosts in their hearts. After an hour, finalize the final 9. These 9 people perceive according to the 7th sense, and it is determined that there is nothing wrong with it. Soon the 9 people were dragged into the power by Qi Yu. Welcome to Miracle Town, everyone. These women are still very confused. Usually Qi Yu also sells things in the world, and everyone has a good relationship. But how to build forces today? Suddenly Zhao Xiaoyu exclaimed. Isn't this the power of Boss Su? Others also reacted. Wow, live big brother Su, can you give me an autograph? I'm your big fan. Boss Su, I want to give birth to a monkey for you. Boss Su, do you have any requirements for pulling us in? You can ask for anything. Quiet, quiet. Kick out all those who are not quiet. The power channel was instantly quiet. The corners of Su Mu's eyes twitched slightly. Why didn't they feel so enthusiastic before? They don't need a contract to be loyal to you. The pursuit of idols has reached the point of fanaticism. This force is equivalent to a trading platform, and I will not help you personally. You don't want to get mad just because you joined my forces. If you provoke powerful enemies and get hunted down, I won't care. The only good thing is that I will sell some supplies that are not sold outside. However, if there are requirements, it is not allowed to sell things to people from the Rice Empire and the Sakura Empire. If you violate it, I will hunt you down to death. Okay, you can take a look at the Power Mall. Opening the Power Mall, the women were immediately stunned by the colorful things in front of them. There are excellent to excellent props, and even professional cards, which come with BBFA to help you activate them. Healing potion, perfect flesh and blood. Things that are so precious outside are just ordinary goods here. What is the contribution point? Qi Sejia asked the key to the problem. Su Mu explained with a smile. You can get contribution points by handing in rare enchanted book props, blueprints, etc. You can talk to you about the specific situation. Su Mu doesn't have time to manage a faction, he still has to explore. Several women feel a little regretful. After all, Boss Su manages it himself. It's not a feeling to be isolated from other people. Regrets or regrets, no one dares to say anything. Here are the goodies that no one else can buy. The prototype of such a simple force appeared. At this moment, everyone discovered that a Lashan clan was actually in the force. Chu Lingyun was surprised. Zhou Yunshi, isn't this the lucky girl in the announcement? Hearing this sentence, everyone gasped. The daughter of luck betrayed the Lashan clan and joined this force. Master Su is a good idea. Su Mu ignored the surprise of these women. But these twittering women are sending messages out into the world. Su Mu shook her head, the seventh sense had already expected this. But it's not something important, don't let them go. The World Channel has never been short of gossip, after learning that Su Mu had abducted the saint of the Lashan tribe. Everyone started swiping their screens crazily. Boss Su 666. Boss Su is amazing. Boss Su, ask for advice on picking up girls. Su Mu ignored the storm on the World Channel, and the next island arrived. The island is huge. There is also a smell of blood when you are close to Su Mu. It seems to see a group of Lashan people lying in a pool of blood, one of them is still twitching slightly and there are weak life fluctuations. It is also the reason why this island has not disappeared. Some monsters slaughtered these people. Su Mu was still speechless. The Lashan team seems to increase their own safety, but in fact it greatly weakens their ability to survive. When you meet a powerful monster, it's a collective food delivery. Su Mu came to the island, searched for it, and found 9 arcs. As for the remaining Lashan clan, Su Mu helped them understand their pain. Hi, are you here to kill me too? A sweet voice came, and Su Mu turned her head to look, and it was a little girl ghost. The little girl ghost is wearing a blue princess dress and a crown on her head. He was holding a machete in his hand. Ghost little love, with a combat power of 47,000. A strange ghost born from artifact fragments, good at stealth and assassination. It was found that other assassins were approaching, they were stowaways. It seems that the artifact fragment is inside the little girl's body. At this moment, there was a gust of wind, and several figures of men in black appeared around. Ordinary scouts of the Black Shadow Legion have poor strength and are generally used as cannon fodder. The soldiers of the Shadow Legion are nearby. What a coincidence. Not only did we find the target to be arrested, but also a little doll. Don't move, everyone, give me this doll, and I will let him die in the most cruel way. The leader of the assassins stared at Su Mu with a smirk. It's like looking at a nice piece of meat. He slowly took out a combat power detector. After wearing it, his face froze instantly. Dance rub. Cold sweat came out of his hands. Brother, would you believe me if I said it was a misunderstanding? Of course not. Su Mu pulled out the tang knife and stabbed the leader's throat with one knife. The other men in black stared dumbfounded. At this moment, a cold voice came. That fellow in Situ is dead, presumably you killed him. Su Mu turned her head. Behind them stood a group of soldiers, led by a general in ancient armor. Stowaway, Demon Sea Native Empire, General of the Hidden Empire. The area of the Zangshan Empire is equal to the size of a city in the Tenglong Empire, with a population of 500,000. Are you a stowaway too? Really, you are so lawless, are you not afraid of death? General Wu Cheng drew out his long sword and aimed it at Su Mu. Hee, it's just a small human race, so what if they are all slaughtered? Don't take yourself too seriously. Come on, kill him. The number of soldiers in front of them was 200. There is no one with a combat power of less than 200,000, and there are even 10 masters of 300,000. The general is as high as 400,000. This lineup can really destroy the human race dozens of times. You have to know, in fact, you are nothing but ants in the Demon Sea. By the way, before fighting, please confirm the strength of your opponent. Su Mu folded his hands together. The earth shattered, and huge vines rose up, twisting into a giant hand. Summon Sen Luo Mu Ape. 50 meters of wood ape, holding a wooden stick, this is a weapon of war. However, it is not enough. Stellar power. A layer of diamond-like radiance flowed all over the giant ape's body. Give it a layer of sacred color. Perfect. Su Mu felt the power of the great ape, enough to smash a mountain. Wu Chang was a little confused. Su Mu didn't care, his fist fell down like a star, falling. Smashing several soldiers into the ground with one punch feels like hitting a tin can on the head. Hooray! Wu Chang roared, and in the next second, he was hit by a fist, in the head. Caw! A mouthful of blood spurted out. He felt that he was hit by a mountain, and his skull seemed to be broken. Why so strong? The giant ape's fists fell like a torrential rain, instantly smashing the surrounding soldiers into the ground. Hooray! You've run out of chance. Ada, Ada, Ada. The entire area seemed to have been shelled. No one could resist a circle and was directly beaten into meat sauce. Su Mu stood on top of the giant ape's head, feeling the power of constant catharsis. It seems that it can be stronger. You can consider integrating Kanglongyan into the giant ape. Good idea. If it's someone else, it definitely can't be done. But Su Mu has unlimited authority. You can try it. There is a group of small arcs in the distance, and a group of humans behind them. Is this Boss Su? Zhao Mingkong held a telescope and watched from a distance. Others also watched with excitement. Such a terrifying destructive power is really fascinating. I think it's better for us to leave as soon as possible. A woman next to her spoke. I feel a little tingling in my scalp. A big man next to him patted the woman on the shoulder, and then touched his head. Aining, who do you think doesn't have a numb scalp? Everyone was shocked by Su Mu's fighting power. Su Mu squatted down and put her hands on the head of the great ape. Kanglong, chant. A fluctuating force helped the body of the great ape. The giant ape raised its fist high, and the fist was plated with a hazy color. That is the display of the power of fluctuation. A dozen. With one punch from Su Mu, the sky and the earth changed color in an instant, the sun and the moon dimmed, and the entire island trembled 3 times. Kill. General of the Tibetan Empire. Magic Sea announcement. Player Su Mu killed the general of the Kang Shen Empire, and the Shen Empire issued a hunting order. The killer can go to the Zangshan Empire to receive an epic weapon. The world is boiling. Is Su Mu so cruel? Dare to kill a general of an empire, but also a talent. After so long, everyone knows that there are various forces in the Magic Sea. The empire must be a very powerful force in everyone's impression. My admiration for Mr. Su is like a torrential river, endless. But speaking of it, can Boss Su solve this crisis? I don't know, but I know that Su Mu's ability to kill is first rate. I don't think this warrant will last long. Ordinary waters, on an island. A king woke up from his sleep. He signed a contract with the general, and if the general was about to die, he would automatically issue a kill order. What's the situation? The king was still a little shocked, because he knew what his general had done. Take out a crystal ball, click on it, and a scene appears on it. This is a life and death contract, which records the scenery 10 seconds before death. A phantom appeared, and a huge fist hit the ground. The king was petrified, and a pool of yellow-orange liquid dripped to the ground. This is just a phantom, which still makes him feel the breath of death. The king's eyelids twitched. This combat power must be at least 500,000. My god, the Zangshan Empire absolutely cannot provoke such a strong person. That's when people started talking about how Su Mu would handle this. Magic Sea made another announcement. Magic Sea announcement. After confirmation, the Zangshan Empire found that the person who killed the general was not Su Mu, and the order to kill Su Mu has been revoked. Oak, do you believe this? Anyway, I don't believe it. It should be the empire that was cowardly. Su University is getting stronger and stronger, but we are still weak and sad. 3 women land on the island. In front of you is a huge pit with a diameter of 300 meters and a depth of 50 meters. Su Mu sat by the pit, speechless. You guys are here, I beat them too hard, come and find them. The 3 women shook their heads and sighed, they were treated as coolies. Su Mu reached out and picked out a little girl. Come on, let's talk, where are the artifact fragments? Su Mu sensed with the 7th sense and did not find the whereabouts of the artifact fragments. This little girl is nothing more than a poor person who was killed by the fragments of the artifact. I have no idea. Xiao Ai is very cowardly. Just now Su Mu erupted and killed the group of soldiers in seconds, scaring her badly. He really doesn't know. Su Mu sighed, sensing the entire island with his 7th sense. Nothing was found, and it appears that the artifact fragments have been taken away. After all, he was not the first person to land on the island. The magical fragment is on this island, and it is not far away. This artifact fragment is good at hiding. According to your thoughts, which one do you think is? Then she is afraid of the artifact fragment. Su Mu stared at the little girl and stretched out her hand. The Malkin bracelet in his hand emitted a peculiar light. System prompt. Discover the artifact, little love. It really is. No sand lotus root. Xiao Ai was frightened. Malkin's bracelet was severely damaged, and the spirit of the instrument is dead. You can let the Myerkin bracelet absorb Xiao Ai and make her a new spirit. I won't kill you, how about you become my new weapon spirit for this bracelet? Su Mu smiled kindly, but in the eyes of the little girl, this was no less than a devil's smile, and she nodded in agreement. If you don't agree, you will die. Finally, the little girl turned into a ray of light and injected it into the bracelet. Obtain. Artifact Spirit 1. The arrival of Xiao Ai did not provide power for Malcolm's bracelet. Qi Ling will not directly increase the power of the artifact, but it can make the performance of the artifact more stable. Su Mu nodded. Everyone here has already collected supplies. Obtain. Excellent Armor 1. Obtain. Perfect Armor 10. Obtain. Excellent Armor 300. Obtain. Excellent Long Knife 1. The supplies of an army are enough to buy many things. Su Mu decided to use these supplies to exchange for beast cores, and to make big purchases when the next Magic Sea store arrives. Suddenly, Su Mu looked into the distance and frowned. In the distance, an island with a diameter of 500 meters is getting closer and closer. Find the sky-shaking turtle. The visitor is not good. The visitor is dead. What the hell? Su Mu stood up abruptly. He just experienced a wave of consumption, and now he is not in a state of complete victory. If there is a stronger one, he can slip away. Soon the turtle approached. It was a huge metal turtle. The diameter of the tortoise shell is more than 5 kilometers. Su Mu watched carefully. This is a very peculiar thing. The tortoise was already dead, hollowed out and turned into something like a puppet. It's full of gear, and it's kind of punk. There may have been something else on the shell, but it was smashed to reveal the gears inside. It has the breath of the undead, but it is not an undead. It's very similar to Liloi, a golem. Liloi is a delicate golem, and this guy is a tank. Su Mu asked the 3 women to go back to the Ark first and wait by herself. He should not be able to act, there must be something that changed him. This turtle is full of ominous aura. There are chaotic remnants. Discover the breath of whale sky. Hiss, is this the main body of the artifact? Controlled by the fragments of the artifact are in the broken state without wisdom, so Yincheng came to find the crystal spirit. Soon the big tortoise came to the edge of the island, but he didn't get close to the island. He just looked sadly at Su Mu's bracelet. It has simple instincts. He wants to rescue Qi Ling. Conquer him, and you will get another piece of God fragment. Hey, big guy, Su Mu shouted loudly. Your spirit was saved by me, do you want to go with me? If there is no answer, the big tortoise will not answer either. He didn't attack immediately, he climbed up and asked for the God fragment. Su Mu nodded, and flew onto the back of the big turtle on the flying skateboard. Near the neck, one corner was broken, and you can see the inside through here. Looking inside, Su Mu was still shocked. There is a small village hidden inside. A passage meanders down, faintly visible, and there are shadows of some houses inside. The tortoise turned out to be empty inside. Why does it look like an ark here? Su Mu turned to look at his mechanical whale. Remove the casing, and the size is really similar. Can't you? Probably. Su Mu walked into the inside of the turtle. This is really a country road with dead trees on both sides. The trees have turned white, and I don't know how long they have been dead. Su Mu came to the village near the village and seemed to be broken after fighting. The traces of these forging are very old. No life breath. Come to the first room and walk in. Inside is a skeleton with a spear stuck in the middle of the skeleton. Discovery. Ordinary skeleton 1. Su Mu came to continue to move forward and soon came to the center of the village, where there were more dead bodies. There is a huge tombstone on the square in the middle of the village. Su Mu looked at the contents of the tombstone to get a general idea of the matter. This is a huge ark, where many people once lived and lived a prosperous life, but one day, its owner died, and the ark trapped everyone in it, and no one could leave. But it's okay, but after a long time, the resources are exhausted, the oxygen is exhausted, and everyone died in despair. A chill rose in Su Emu's heart. What would happen if one day he died and his 3 remaining women were all on the ark? Probably a disaster too. You have to become stronger, don't slack off. Below the tombstone is the control room of the ark. Su Mu flies tombstone. Going in and taking a look, there is also the same console as your own ark. But it was covered in dust. On one of the monitors, there is a model of a boat inserted. Artifact. The main body of the shield, an empty boat. Finally found you. The empty boat emitted a strange light. Seems to be responding. Xiao Ai walked out from the Myrican bracelet, looking sadly at Dun Kongzhou. This is my original body, but now it's broken, I'm so pitiful. Su Mu stretched out her hand. Pull out the shield empty boat from inside. Didn't you have a new body? Why panic? Swallow. The Malcolm bracelet exudes bright light and absorbs the divine power in the prop. Soon, Xiaozhou completely changed into a piece of scrap iron. Hey, poor thing. Xiao Ai shook her head sadly. The corner of Su Emu's mouth twitched, suddenly remembered something, and asked. Who was your previous master? Xiao Ai pondered for a while and replied. The Shark Clan, the overlord of the 7th Sea region, has a combat power of 2 million shark people. It's probably dead. Don't ask me about this kind of thing. The IQ of the artifact is not enough. I can only remember some basic life. I don't care about fighting or anything else. It's someone else manipulating my body. She really doesn't know. Su Mu took out a piece of animal core and melted it into the inside of the ark. A few squeaks. The next monitor lights up. There is another scene inside, which is the depths of the ocean. Suddenly, a piece of debris came from the sky, smashed through the shell, and smashed into the cockpit. Borrowing the power of the artifact, the ark gained part of its power. So that's how it is. Su Mu began to travel the entire ark. This ark has water, wood, and a gold mine. Came to a place, Su Mu felt something abnormal under his feet. The bottom seems to be the core of this ark. Su Mu squatted down and smashed the floor with one blow. There are densely packed gears inside, and a light ball is faintly seen among the gears. Su Mu took out the Demon King's holy sword and began to cut. The things inside are extremely strong, and the Devil's holy sword is very difficult to cut. It can take 10 minutes to cut. Su Emu's hand touched the big ball of light. Obtain. Origin of Arc 1. Arc Origin. The origin of the birth of the 10-level arc can be used to strengthen the ability of the arc and improve the potential of the arc. Oh, Su Mu sighed softly, the 10th level arc will also fall one day. Su Mu suddenly encountered a problem. Arc. This thing is actually an arc. Could it be that a race came here long ago before the advent of all human beings? This arc has a powerful causal force on it, which cannot be peeked at, and it is suspected to be related to the magic sea. Just then, the ark began to sink. Countless amounts of water flowed down through the cracks in the tortoise shell. Su Mu had no choice but to turn on Yuya and fly out. When I came to the sky, I found that the ark was sinking slowly. If you lose the power of the artifact, you will return to the sea again. It's really sad. Su Mu returned to the ark. Several women were selling supplies there. Open the race channel and see that the pot has exploded inside. Boss Su really isn't going to form a country. Even a small village is fine. Yeah, Boss Su can make an empire fear, and it must be no problem to form an empire by yourself. Hey, Mr. Su has rarely watched the channel since he had a woman to manage these things. No matter what you say, he won't respond. Chi Yu next to him asked with a smile. Is your husband really not planning to form an empire? You will be the emperor, and we will be your princess. Su Mu shook her head and looked at the 4 women dotingly. You are enough. Chi Yu chuckled, then said seriously. Husband, there is not much meat at the excellence level, and there is also a lack of water supply. This, I will solve now. Consumption. Arc Origin 1. Obtain. Efficiency of all arc accessories 2. Note. Permanent buff. Future accessories will also receive this buff bonus. All right. Su Mu clapped her hands. In the past, 2 liters of water could be obtained in an hour, but now there are 4 shifts in an hour. One day becomes 96 liters of water, enough to solve the current water crisis. Suddenly Su Mu asked curiously, "Where is Hu Qianyu?" Chi Yu pointed to the inside of the ark. She and Lilo love cleaning up inside. She said that she has no system, no alchemy platform, and can only do some ordinary things. "You have an alchemy table, you can try to give it away." Su Mu asked Chi Yu to call Hu Qianyu over. He grabbed her hand, took out a bracelet, and put it on. This bracelet was exactly Luo Chen's. "Take it and have a look." Hu Qianyu put the bracelet on obediently, and a voice that only she could hear came out. "Ding, the magic C system is activated." Then in front of Su Mu, the system interface opened automatically. Magic C announcement. The Fox clan Fox Qianyu entered the demonic sea ahead of time, and now issued arrest warrants, with a fighting power of 88, and the reward for killing is epic blueprint 1. The 3 women were stunned. How could they be found wearing a bracelet? "Oh, there is a new invader, who will kill me. Haha, I can fight 10 invaders with this combat power." The previous stowaways were all 100,000 to 80,000 people, this is too embarrassing for the stowaways. Magic C reminder. Hu Qianyu is currently living on Su Mu's ark. The world is quiet for a second. "Mahai, have you learned to be naughty too?" "That's right, why send us such an impossible task? Probably want to greet us, encourage us, let us have the determination to surpass the boss. Upstairs, you can pull it down and surpass Boss Su. It would be more reliable if you wiped out the Lashan clan." The world is in a state of mourning. Everyone knows that it is difficult to increase combat power, and Su Mu's combat power improvement speed is obvious to all. In comparison, that is the snail and the rocket. Excluding Su Mu's 3 women, the remaining strongest is only 20,000. The most important thing is that Chi Yu and the others have been crazily selling complete sets of weapons and props these days, which greatly improve the survivability of the human race. Obviously, these props were obtained by Su Mu. So no one was going to anger Su Mu's brow, otherwise he would be killed by other furious humans first. After all, compared to an illusory blueprint, ready-made props are the most real. As for the Lashan clan, they didn't even have the qualifications to board Su Da's ark. Some people have a greedy heart, but they can only let go of their greed in the face of powerful strength. Hu Qianyu was surprised. "I seem to have gained some abilities." Su Mu nodded and asked the others to pull Hu Qianyu into the force. "By the way, teach him how to use the system. It seems that the alchemy table of the dead man can also be used by other people. The fragments of the artifact have been collected, you can consider going to the next area." Su Mu glanced at the fighting power of the 3 women. They have already surpassed 40,000. In the novice area, it can be called an invincible existence. But if you go to a more powerful area, it probably won't be the case. We need to improve their combat effectiveness. Su Mu stroked her chin in deep thought. The weapons have already reached the excellence level, and it is already difficult to improve. So, where is the gap? Original Dragon Blood, the only prop, currently has the greatest boost to you, far surpassing other props, as the foundation. Professional level, your profession is the most perfect profession, crushing them at the level. Your skills have undergone special mutations, and their power is far beyond ordinary skills. You also need a divine weapon to be by your side, and soldiers and beasts to protect your body. Su Mu rubbed between her eyebrows. Chi Yu and the others are the correct way to be a student, but she is cheating. Go to higher level areas, you will get more resources, but it is also more dangerous. In the high level area, you can obtain materials for training 3 women. Su Mu took the map given by Jingtian, the teleportation island above. It's only 100 kilometers away from here, not very far. It's time to go to a more dangerous area. The ark is still moving towards the distant sea. A shark drilled out of the water and looked at the ark with hatred in its eyes. Discover hostility, from behind the ark. It's the shark clan. Next week because you saved the princess of the whale clan, I feel resentful. Su Mu turned her head and saw the huge dorsal fin. Yoha, are all the sharks here? Su Mu got up, hands and one. A water dragon rises from the water. In the next second, the sea water was blasted, and a huge dragon's head carried a shark into the sky. The water dragon opened its mouth wide, and the shark fell into it, snapping and biting. The shark was bitten in half. Su Mu rides the flying skateboard to the front. Obtain. Advanced Beast Core 1. Obtain. Excellent Grade Flesh 10. Is this the only skill? This is too bad. The shark family has already targeted you. You need to be careful in the future. Su Mu nodded, thinking of the murlocs. The murlocs are so quiet recently. There is no one to find fault, which is a lot less beast core. Not long after Su Mu left, another shark came out of the water and looked at the remaining wreckage with disdain. Idiot, this person is the owner of great luck, how can it be so easy to deal with? Your fighting strength alone is not enough for someone to squeeze between their teeth. The third elder of the Great White Shark clan, Bai Chudian, silently watched Su Mu go in the direction. The order given to me by the clan is to block it outside the novice area. With this combat power, how to block it? Isn't this embarrassing me? Day by day, N sent some unfinished tasks. Suddenly, two huge balls of light, one black and one white, fell from the sky. Yin-Yang Ion Blade. The berserk energy formed an extremely fast rotating storm, and everything around was annihilated. The elder Great White Shark felt that the situation was wrong and wanted to escape immediately. But it was instantly swallowed by the energy storm. Obtain. Advanced Beast Core 1. Obtain. Excellent Grade Shark Meat 10. Su Mu flew back to the Ark and handed the excellent grade meat to Chi Yu. Now there is another batch of meat, enough for a day. Although it is shark meat, the taste of excellent shark meat is not bad, and it is full of energy. At this moment, the sea water in front of him boiled. An island rises. Another stowaway. Su Mu opened the map and confirmed that this island did not exist before. Soon, the whole picture of the island appeared. This is a huge island, about 30 kilometers long. There is a volcano with flames burning on it. There are also several rows of houses on the volcano. Discover the mysterious island with buildings of intelligent creatures on it. It is a native of the Devil Sea, and it is a victim. Discovery. Yanshan dwarves. They are hunted down by sharks. You can get the friendship of Yanshan dwarves by rescuing them. The enemy of your enemy is your friend. Su Mu didn't like the sharkmen. It was the sharks who attacked the whales. And the whale family is his most loyal comrade in arms, although this loyalty is based on the effect of the sea whale song. Whale song, near the island. As the Ark approached the island, Eagle Sauce began to investigate. There is a gate at the foot of the mountain, the gate. A group of sharkmen are besieging the dwarves. The combat effectiveness of the sharkmen is not high, generally around 30,000. The dwarves are a little lower, about 20,000, but they have taken advantage of the territory. They have not been defeated for the time being, but they have worked very hard. If it continues, defeat is only a matter of time. Su Mu asked 3 women to bring their pets to help, which was a bit of experience. The form was reversed in an instant, and the shark man was in a terrible situation, and he was attacked from both sides. Seeing the helpers coming, the dwarves began to attack desperately, and even organized a charge to prevent the sharkmen from gathering to attack the 3 women. Su Mu flew up to the volcano. The location of the crater. A hardcover dwarf battles a female shark folk with an explosive figure. 9 elders of the Great White Shark clan, White Ball Fish, with a combat power of 130,000. The patriarch of the Yanshan dwarves, Yanwood, with a combat power of 100,000. Because it is the relationship between the crater. It suppressed the shark elders, so the patriarch of the dwarves did not fall into a disadvantage. Hand over the treasure, and I will spare you from dying. The white ball fish is a little restless. The crater, it's too hot. HMPH, don't think about it, I have activated the teleportation card and moved the island to the restricted area. You have no support, but here, I may not lose to you. You old man, let's see the real trick under your hands. Suddenly, the Japanese hand pressed on the shoulder of the Japanese ball fish. Bai Chuyu felt a piercing pain, and he knelt down on the ground in an instant. Jaws, what a coincidence. The corner of Su Mu's mouth was slightly raised, and he grabbed the white ball fish's head with one hand, and brought it close to his eyes. Elder Shark resisted the urge to let go and howl. The one who came was a friend. Boy, do you know who I am? My grandma is the 9th elder of the Great White Shark clan. if you dare to play with a single hair, the powerful shark clan will tear you apart. Su Mu had a strange face and looked her up and down. Do sharks have hair? PFF'd. Yan Wood couldn't help laughing out loud. The question is, sharks are not human, they don't even have hair, where do they come from? Is it funny? Su Mu glanced at Yan Wood, who immediately stopped smiling. This person can suppress Elder Shark with one hand, and he can also crush him to death with one hand. To be honest, if you Shark Clan dare to attack me, you have to be prepared to be crushed to death by me. The only finger is hard, click. The white ball fish tilted its head, and its vitality dissipated. Thank you, my friend, for saving my life. Yanwood put away his weapon, bent his body slightly, and expressed the highest respect to Su Mu. Su Mu looked at the Yanshan dwarves curiously. This kind of red-skinned dwarf has been accompanied by volcanoes all year round, and his skin exudes a fiery breath. This breath brings them closer to the volcano, and beside the volcano, they will be blessed by the volcano. Interesting, how did you get here? Yanwood smiled, and took out a card from his pocket. Discovery. Random Shuttle Card 1. Random Shuttle Card. Activate to send the island to any place. Note. Yuya absorption can strengthen the flashing ability. Seeing Su Mu's strange expression, Yanwood quickly put the card into Su Mu's hand. My friend, if you like it, I will give it to you. This represents the friendship of the Yanshan dwarves. No need, just trade normally. Su Mu had no intention of grabbing directly, and the dwarves belong to a neutral race. Suitable for doing business. The three women, together with other dwarves, have eliminated the shark people and are now cleaning up the battlefield. They are not polite, basically all wiped out. When Yanwood saw him, he smiled and took Su Shu to the biggest house on the mountainside. This is also the shop of the Yanshan dwarves. Yanwood pushed over a price list with a smile on his face. My friend, thank you very much this time, what do you want to buy? Su Mu pondered for a moment. I want to know the distribution of forces in the normal area. No problem. Yanwood handed Su Mu a cup of tea, picked it up himself, and spoke slowly. I don't know which aspect you want to hear, but let me talk about the basic four major forces first. Ancient whales, Duncan sharks, ancient dragons, and pure blood demons. The four major races have dominated the Demon Sea for hundreds of millions of years, among which the dragon race is not good at fighting, and the whale race is gentle. Pure-blooded demons are rarely seen in 10,000 years, and they are much more precious than the other three races. There have been rumors that they were almost wiped out by the dragon clan, so they are so rare. Su Mu's eyes narrowed slightly. Pure-blood demon. There is a feeling that there is a demon beside you. Duncan Shark recently attacked the little princess of the Waiu clan. If the whale clan had no nobles to help, the sharks might have succeeded. Su Mu tapped lightly on the table. You're right, I know all of this, I want the power distribution at the junction of the novice area and the normal area. Yanwood's face showed embarrassment. My lord, you need to go through the portal to go from the novice area to the normal area, and the area of each portal is different. Furthermore, the creatures in the Demon Sea basically wander around every day, so there is really no specific information. Su Mu nodded, glanced at the price list, and was immediately attracted by the first one. Box of strange treasures. Yanwood nodded. Yes, that's why I'm a sharkman. How much? Do you have the key? The box of rare treasures brought great benefits to Su Mu. This thing is one that must be obtained upon seeing it. Sea Whale Song, Yin and Yang Ion Blade, all of them are bug-level abilities. No keys. Su Mu was a little disappointed. That's okay, how much? Since it's Yu Jiao Lahao, then the lowest price in the Demon Sea is 10 beast cores. Yanwood was a little guilty, the person in front of him was the one who crushed him to death with one hand. There are 3 women and 4 war beasts outside, and they are all first-class masters. If you want to grab it, there is really no way. Okay, deal. Su Mu took out the beast core, and then took a purple box. At this moment, a shock came. Then came the roar of the sky. Su Mu teased, what's the situation? Has the volcano erupted? Yanwood shook his head quickly. Impossible, that volcano is a melting furnace, which is full of molten iron, how could it erupt? At this moment, a Yanshan dwarf rushed in. Patriarch, there is a strange thing outside. Going outside, Su Mu saw the Ritu Mountains slowly rising from the sea in the distance. The position of the mountain range is exactly on the way forward. Discovery: Shark Family Conspiracy. Using a mountain to block the surroundings is a big deal. This must be an earth-shattering move, right? Su Mu was also shocked by the wealth of the Shark family. The mountains stretch for hundreds of miles, and they are bare rocky mountains, which look spectacular. For terrain summoning technique, hundreds of sharks are collectively summoned, no special ability. It seems to be blocking something. I overestimated you. Su Mu shook her head and patted Yan Wood on the shoulder. Let's go, keep trading. Yan Wood looked shocked. Big brother, the shark family is about to hit the door, shouldn't you think about running away? Back to the room. Su Mu handed the price list to the three women. Right now, he is very free, and the business matters are handed over to the three women, who are in charge of becoming stronger. Of course, the seventh sense has already predicted that there is nothing good here. Box of strange treasures, open to get unique props or power. Generally speaking, there must be a key near the box, so where is the key? Su Mu frowned slightly, and looked out the window. It's inside that mountain range. Really? Here, the three women bought some blueprints. By the way, we have some wine here, do you want it? William Locke pulled out 2 jugs of wine. Fine wine, brewed from apples. For the test product, not all props can be synthesized directly. Things like wine require special props, special skills, and a certain failure rate. William Locke didn't want to give his husband such rotten goods, so he had to sell them. Liquor. Yanwood's eyes lit up. In a place where food is scarce, wine is a rarity. More importantly, the blueprints for making wine are extremely rare. How many beast cores per altar? Dwarves are heavy drinkers. In the past, they drank ordinary wine, which was considered a luxury in the eyes of other races. Sophisticated wine can already be used for collection. No beast core, I want to exchange things. 1 altar, 1 perfect weapon. Yanwood was shocked, the price is black, really black. But the wine, worth it. Su Mu curiously took a jar of wine and looked it up and down. Acquisition. Inferior apple cider, excellent grade. Apple wine. The upper limit of blood value plus 50, the upper limit of soul strength plus 50, and a maximum of 100 altars can be drunk. Note: drinking low-quality alcohol can cause damage to the digestive system. The upper limit of one type of wine can increase the soul and blood points by 5,000 each. If there are more wines, the number will be terrifying. However, the digestive system is damaged, which is really not advisable. Yanwood took out a sword and a long knife. Produced by Yanshan, it must be a high-quality product. Su Mu took the long knife, her eyes froze for a moment. Obtain. Perfect flame sword. This sword actually has the power of flames. Yanwood smiled proudly. Don't be surprised. Generally speaking, this is the ability of excellence, but we Yanshan dwarves have our own talent. We have hammered this power into it. This is already a pseudo-excellence weapon. Su Mu nodded. This talent is a bit interesting. It seems that the talent. However, they cannot be brought to the Ark. The magic sea is really troublesome. Su Mu rubbed between her eyebrows. If you want to run an empire, the daily consumption is an astronomical figure. Resources are born in the Demon Sea every day, but the materials in this area are simply not enough for too many people to survive. Even if the island is movable. That is to say, it is almost impossible for a group to survive in the Demon Sea. Suddenly, another shock came. Everyone walked out of the room again, and another mountain range opened. Several. Why don't we just say goodbye? Yanwood's hands were shaking. The Shark clan is the overlord of the Demon Sea. Once they want to encircle and suppress him, they won't even be able to leave. Su Mu nodded. He also wanted to visit there. Back in the Ark, Su Mu ordered Whale Song to ascend to the sky. At a height of 1,000 meters, I finally saw the whole picture of the matter. A large group of shark people are salvaging. Hundreds of wrist-thick chains stretched into the sea, and thousands of slaves were pulling the chains, pulling the contents out. Su Mu took a coconut, opened it, drank the delicious coconut juice, and waited quietly. Below, Bbeh Ju Qingchuan, the 7th elder of the Megalodon shark tribe, noticed the sky. Who dares to ride on the head of a shark? Ju Qingchuan soared into the sky and flew to the sky. An ark, in the shape of a whale. Zhu Qingquan's face changed slightly. The thing they were digging happened to be related to the ark. Could it be? An ominous feeling rose in Zhu Qingquan's heart. This is a special treasure, which requires a special treasure map to appear. Whales and sharks have always been at odds. Now it's clearly a robbery. Shark family, prepare for battle. Hundreds of shark people collectively raised their heads. I was instantly overwhelmed by the whales in the sky. The whale family is a powerful race, and their relationship with whales is an enemy. Obviously this is just to seek revenge. No, this is whale ark, the whole army is on alert. Set up a low-altitude defense and absolutely not let him get close. Zhu Qingquan did not approach directly. The sharks here are not good at aerial combat. It is unwise to go alone and there is a high risk of being attacked. Seeing that the defense below was ready, Su Mu shook his head slightly. At this time, what's inside rises to the surface. Su Mu showed surprise. It turned out to be a huge keel. The diamond-like keel is about 100 meters long. The keel of the special ark, if it can be obtained, can increase the strength of the ark by several levels. It can even break through the upper limit of level 10. Su Mu was moved. I want this thing. Su Mu jumped high and dived straight down. Two huge balls of light emerged in his hand. Yin-yang ion blade. The attack unfolded instantly. How is it human? Zhu Qingquan looked surprised, but his hands were not slow. Put your hands together, and the seawater rolls, forming a huge seawater barrier. Water defense. His idea was good and his approach was correct, but he underestimated Su Mu's destructive power. The ball of light collided with the water curtain, and a huge force of annihilation erupted. The water barrier couldn't even stop it, so it was evaporated. All the slaves were reduced to ashes in an instant. This is the power of Su Mu. The soul is light. Without slaves, the keel began to slide slowly back to the surface. The other shark people are not much better. Those with low combat effectiveness have already died, and those with high combat effectiveness are still lingering on their last days. Zhu Qingquan was out of breath. There is a kind of one-on-one. What is your ability to bully little soldiers? Su Mu snorted coldly. I'm just clearing the field. After speaking, Su Mu plunged into the water. Zhu Qingquan was overjoyed. The sea water was his world. This person actually gave up his home field. He really didn't know how to live or die. And there is his companion under the sea surface. This person will definitely die. There are many shark people under the sea. You can consider grabbing the keel with your hands and fleeing with a flash. It's a good choice to take the enemy's treasure in the army formation. Chapter 141. Su Mu plunged into the sea. There are 4 shark people waiting in the sea. All of them are strong players with 400,000 battles, and even Su Mu will feel a headache when they go together. Su Mu won't be with them either, a real hard shake. Whether you can beat it is one aspect, and whether it is worth it is another aspect. Obviously, this battle is not worth fighting now. These sharkmen rushed forward and blocked Su Mu. Boy, I'm going to crush you to ashes. Stop talking nonsense and kill him. Water splashed all over Su Mu's body. Water method, Kun water dragon. The water dragon circled around, setting off a huge water vortex, and these sharkmen pushed away far away. Zhu Qingquan also drilled into the bottom of the sea, and was bitten by a water dragon's big mouth as soon as he entered. Steel body. Black streamers covered his body, and the water dragon seemed to bite on the steel and exploded. Zhu Qingquan pointed at Su Mu and sneered. Boy, the sea is my world, obediently suffer death. What he didn't notice was that the huge arc in the sky was slowly descending. 1,000 meters, 800 meters, 500 meters. There was a sudden roar from below. With a flicker, Su Mu passed through the crowd's blockade, and put her hand on the keel. Another flicker, the body disappeared with the keel, leaving only a few huge chains sinking to the bottom of the sea. Several sharkmen let out impotent roars. The power of space. This person actually has the power of space. All the sharkmen rushed out of the sea quickly, only to see the huge whale drifting away with a keel bigger than itself. Zhu Qingquan let out a roar that shook the sky. It's not over. Su Mu sneered on the ark. Of course it's not over. Su Mu put her hand on the keel. Fusion. Complete fusion. Acquisition. Arc firmness 300%. The black and white whale rapidly expanded in size. In the end, it turned into a 200-meter giant whale, and the empty island outside did not change. This keel only augments the arc itself. On the surface of the sea, a group of sharkmen who were chasing at a high speed saw this situation, and their expressions changed suddenly. Seth, this soul has absorbed the keel. They robbed people of their things and ate them in front of them. This is not arrogance, this is rampant. The 5 sharkmen were almost pissed to death. Shall we keep chasing? A steady sharkman asked suddenly. Is this a trap? The other 4 were silent. It is very possible, because some whales do not like to set up traps. But the killer whale family is lovely. The killer whale family's favorite thing is gang fights, as they say. Why fight alone when you can fight in groups? More importantly, those guys singled out the thief. Suddenly, Juji opened and grabbed the people of Jushuan. Brother, that guy is slowing down and seems to be coming back. Others are puzzled. It's fine if he doesn't run away, why did he come back? Ju Qingquan's face changed slightly. We sealed off here for the treasure, but it didn't say on the treasure map that there is only one bone here. Nani, go back quickly. The 5 sharkmen swam back desperately at an extremely fast speed. But still can't get rid of the ark. Su Mu stood on the ark and shouted. Hey, what are you running for? Come to a duel. They thought you were here to grab the treasure, so they went back to guard the treasure. The key to the box of strange treasures 3300 is on the mountain, not in the blockade area. Su Mu is speechless, she has flashing skills. If you really want to grab it, this group of sharks who don't know space skills can't stop it at all. Never mind. Su Mu drove the ark without entering the shark's blockade. No need. He came beside these mountains and began to search. Soon, it was discovered that there was something on a short hill. Go down and pick up a box, open it, and there is a key inside. Acquired. The key to the box of strange treasures 3300. Ha ha. With the things in hand, Su Mu stepped onto the ark and turned to leave. Sharkman, will die, soon. Su Mu uses the key to open the treasure box. There are no gorgeous beams, only a beating golden heart inside. Obtain the heart of the Titan Dragon. Titan Dragon, the god who lived on the earth, mysteriously fell, and his body was transformed into countless islands, and his heart was sealed. Heart of the Titan Dragon. After fusion, you will gain powerful resilience. On the earth, you will gain the favor of the earth. Earth. Su Mu glanced at Yuya on his back, and this guy turned into a small silver scarf with metallic texture. This guy has no IQ, just like an artifact with a spirit. But still growing. This guy doesn't represent the sky, does he? Yuya's ability is mainly space, and skill enhancement, flying is only incidental. Alright, fusion. In the next second, the Titanosaurus heart turned into a beam of light and penetrated into Su Mu's heart. A wave of warmth came over me. Acquisition. Overlimit reply. Overlimit recovery. Stepping on the ground can continuously restore strength at a speed of 3% per second. Finally, I don't have to worry about the lack of blood and blue. The previous Su Mu has always had a problem, that is, the blood value and soul power are not enough. Unable to fight for a long time. Now the problem is half solved. Opening the system interface, Su Mu was really taken aback. Su Mu, combat power, 704,000. Talent, 7th sense, super god, supreme luck. Occupation, perfect warrior, magician. Skills, over limit recovery, dragon armor descending, yin and yang ion blade, slash through space and death. Chi and blood value, 10 with 10W. Soul power, 10 with 10W. How did it rise so much? Isn't this normal? Su Mu opened her own introduction. Finally understood the problem. When chi and blood and soul power are not a problem, one's own will not be restricted. Interesting. Su Mu looked into the distance, where several sharkmen were hesitant to catch up. Hehe, let's see you on your way. The 5 sharkmen in the distance looked strange. Huge Treasure suddenly said, Brother Qingquan, is the scope of our blockade wrong? Why did that person go there to find treasure? The other shark people also felt tense. Ju Qingquan waved his hand. Let's not talk about anything else, let's get out, this is the novice area, if you stay for a long time, you will have trouble. Suddenly, a cold voice sounded. Break the void and kill. The blood-colored cold light streaked across the sky. The space is broken. For the first time, the warrior's magical skills showed their due power. The 5 sharkmen instantly fell into the bloody space rift and were strangled to pieces. Obtain. Advanced Beast Core 5. Ah, the strength is too great, the equipment is broken, I have to take it down next time. As he spoke, General Su looked into the distance. A group of shark people suddenly felt that they were being targeted by a nightmare. On the bottom of the remote magic sea, there is a splendid underwater island. On the island, a terrifying figure held 2 beads and played with them carefully. Suddenly, the giant shark king opened his eyes. The 5 elders of the younger generation are all dead, and there is something amazing in the novice area. No wonder the last battle failed. However, no matter who you are, I will make you pay the price. After a killing, all the sharkmen were cleaned up, and the beast core in their brains and the equipment on their bodies became Su Mu's private property. Su Mu returned to the Ark, handed things to several women, and asked them to sell and collect a large number of enchanted books. There is always a feeling that it is of great use to collect a large number of enchanted books. The 3 women sighed when they saw the piles of weapons. Su Mu has quickly caught up with the arms dealer, and is a dealer who sells weapons to all human beings. Boss Su is here to sell weapons again, come quickly, everyone. Weapons are the guarantee of survival, and the entire human race has 2 billion left, so they are not worried about sales. This is actually the standard equipment of the Shark Clan. Boss Su, did you rob the Shark Clan? Shark family, one of the 4 major races. With so many people in the world, there will always be a few who know some information about the Demon Sea. Yes, 373, bullshit. Here, Su Mu asked Chi Yu to buy some perfect grade soil. Replace the ordinary soil on the Void Island, this is to prepare for the future. Su Mu made some healing potions in exchange for common soil, common metal and wood. The range of the Void Island began to increase, and the range of the Void Island soon exceeded 500 square meters. Should make a log cabin on it. Su Mu sat on the branch and stroked her chin. There should also be a medicine garden. A field has to be established. Su Mu opens the trading channel. I want to buy a perfect house blueprint, the price will come soon. There really was a message from someone to Su Mu. Boss Su, do you want a blueprint? I have a blueprint of an excellent villa here. Su Mu raised her eyelids, she really had this kind of blueprint. What would you like? I want 4 pieces of perfect flesh and blood, this thing is worth the price. 2 yuan, if you don't sell it, forget it. Zhao Tan on the opposite side showed a wry smile, Mr. Su really bargained hard. But the price is already very good. This is a villa blueprint, not a weapon blueprint. Make a deal. Trader. Zhao Tan. Trading item. Perfect level wooden house blueprint 1. Requirements. Perfect flesh and blood 2. Trade. Acquisition. Drawing of the perfect wooden house *1. Open the drawing. This is indeed the drawing of moving the 2-story building. It covers an area of 200 square meters. Sleeping inside the Ark every day, I feel tired, and want to build a new place outside. At least when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you see is the warm sunshine and warm flowers. And the beautiful pillow people. Quote. Production requirements. Excellent grade wood 300, excellent grade metal 50, strong enchanted book 8. Note. This is a luxurious house that only the strong can live in. That's right, if you don't have the strength to engage in luxury goods, it's tantamount to death. Order Chi Yu to collect materials. Now Su Mu's family has a big business, and a villa in the area is not a problem. Soon, the materials will be ready. Consumption. Excellent grade wood 300, excellent grade metal 50, strong enchanted book 8. A log cabin rose from the ground. Wooden walls, wooden doors, and wooden windows have a simple style. Chi Yu placed beds and other furniture in it, making it look like a home. As for the first floor, it is completely transformed into a workplace. Su Mu sat in the cabin, looking at the fruit trees outside, and finally had a sense of past life. The 3 of Chi Yu came over and took out a few enchanted books. Husband, here are 3 rare enchanted books. Su Mu took it and took a look. Infinite enchanted book, self-healing enchanted book, extreme cold enchanted book. Interesting. Su Mu picked up the self-healing enchanted book. Self-healing enchanted book. After using it, you will gain the ability to heal yourself. Note. the host already has self-healing ability. Consumption can improve the skill level of the host. Husband. Chi Yu hesitated to speak. The number of enchanted books obtained recently is much less. Su Mu nodded. This is normal. We investigated, and the enchanted books in the entire novice area are decreasing. Su Mu suddenly raised her head. The resources of the novice in the magic sea are about to be exhausted. It is time to go to more distant areas. That's really not good news. Su Mu touched her chin. Recently, he really has no shortage of props, and he doesn't care about enchanted books. It now appears that the resources in the novice area are limited. If you want to continue to upgrade, you have to go to more distant sea areas. It's okay, I'm going to play in the normal area. The three women nodded. At this time, Hu Qianyu walked in, followed by Bai Shu. Master, it's windy. The wind is blowing. Will natural disasters come again? Step out of the hatch and see the sky in the distance. Heavily clouded. The wind began to howl. This weather. When the wind blows, it means that it is not safe to go to the island, and every time the storm comes, there are always strange things coming out. Suddenly, a flame appeared in the sky. Su Mu looked up and saw a flame phoenix. Wrapped in flames, the phoenix crossed the arc and disappeared into the distance. I remember there is also a blazing phoenix egg. I got it at the Shira goblin camp. Still there. Chi Yu took out an egg, and an energy ripple suddenly emitted from the egg. Everyone saw that the flying phoenix in the distance suddenly stopped. Then flew towards the arc. The flames subsided, and the phoenix stopped in front of the arc. He tilted his head and looked at the crowd. Su Mu took the egg and walked forward slowly. My friend, where did you get this egg? Phoenix spoke first. It just came out to take a turn, and unexpectedly met a pure-blooded phoenix breath. However, that young man is stronger and has the breath of an ancient dragon. That's why it didn't snatch the egg right away. The dignity of the phoenix cannot be desecrated, but if you can't beat it, forget it. Especially the owner of this ancient dragon blood. I picked it up from the ruins. What about your son? Su Mu's eyes narrowed slightly. If the phoenix wants to take the egg, it is not impossible, but there is a price to pay. At least he had to bleed profusely. Phoenix shook his head. He has his own destiny, and he is not my son, so he cannot interfere. I just came to see this little guy as an elder. Saying that, the phoenix flapped its wings, and a ball of light flew in front of Su Mu. I have a special blueprint here, so I ask you to take care of this little guy. Su Mu opened it and took a look. Obtain. Excellence level Fengshi Dan production blueprint. Fengshi pill. It can activate the regeneration factor of the body, and can regenerate severed limbs. Note, from then on, the disability will leave you, but because the effect is too good, there will be some side effects after women use it. Su Mu was speechless. He could guess what the side effect was. This medicine will reshape scars and repair all damaged parts of the body. Its ability is indeed powerful. You don't have to give me this. Su Mu put away the drawing and handed over a milk fruit. Actually, I have something I want to ask you for help, about the shark family. The sharks set up a shocking killing formation at the exit of the novice area, trying to intercept a person. I want you to help me destroy them. The reward is an epic phoenix Yuya. Well, you take it first. Saying that, the phoenix flapped its wings, and a red Yuya emerged. This is a Yuya that can add healing power, and it can be worn by your Keelin girlfriend. Su Mu frowned slightly. Why did you tell me this? The shark family is one of the 4 major races. Aren't you afraid of offending them? Phoenix smiled disdainfully. Sharks are just creatures in the sea after all. They are not ancient whales. They can fly in the sky. I fly in the sky. They have no ability to find fault with me. Su Mu was dumbfounded. That is to say, those who can fly are not afraid of water. This also reminded Su Mu that the sharks set up a killing array at the exit of the novice area. It must be him who wants to kill. They just ruined a few good things for the shark family, so it's no wonder they didn't go crazy. I'll do my best on this matter. Phoenix nodded. Speaking of these sentences, he just wants to form a good relationship, and everyone must enter the novice zone. Reminder, save this guy from being slapped by the sharks when he went to the novice area. There are rules in the Demon Sea, and there must be sacrifices in order to gain. That's why I provided clues by posting tasks. As for the task, He didn't say whether he wanted to complete it or not. Actions that can disturb the yellow sharks are certainly a good thing, but it doesn't matter if they don't. Looking at the storm in the sky, Feng Wang suddenly said again as if he had thought of something. Little guy, let me tell you something. The resources in the novice area are limited. When the resources in the novice area are exhausted, everyone will be teleported to the normal area. And according to the news I got, the resources in the novice area are about to run out. So it's better for you to rush to the normal area as soon as possible. Su Mu nodded, and handed over a milk fruit again. Thank you, this information is very important to me. The phoenix spread its wings and rode the wind away. Su Mu was lost in thought. This phoenix seems to be afraid of something. It's the dragon's blood in your body. Dragon blood's suppression made him dare not have any crooked thoughts. Su Mu shrugged. As expected, it was cool to have a backstage experience. However, there are sharks guarding the novice area, which is indeed a troublesome matter. Forget it, just call over there when the time comes. Su Mu put away the chilling phoenix's eggs. Take out an egg, and there is an unexpected harvest. The storm in the distance is getting bigger and bigger. I feel that this storm is very unusual. Suddenly a huge tornado appeared on the surface of the sea in the distance. The tornado was as high as 1,000 meters and went straight to the sky. This is no ordinary storm. Discover the Magic Sea Tornado. Every appearance of the Magic Sea Tornado will bring some unexpected props. This is a reward, but it is also full of dangers. You can understand it as a dangerous treasure chest. Several, go back and prepare, I want to break through the storm. Su Mu turned her head and said to the three women. The three women hesitated and asked, really going into that storm? It looks dangerous. Su Mu smiled and pointed to the big whale outside. This guy is wearing armor, what are you afraid of? The three women looked at each other. They didn't know what happened to Su Mu's arc. But seeing how confident Su Mu was, they had no choice but to bite the bullet and agree. I found Li Luwai, and several people fixed the fixed thing together. Things that cannot be fixed are stuffed into their own arc first. The arc moved forward slowly. The closer it got to the storm, Su Mu felt the stronger the wind around him. The 200-meter arc felt uncontrollable. The arc lifted off and looked down from a high altitude. This is a huge tornado. The storm engulfed the waves and formed a vortex. The center of the Phoenix storm was calm, and there was a giant beast in the middle, and Su Mu saw a diamond-colored treasure chest under the giant beast. Obviously this is a process of leveling up and fighting bosses. While Su Mu was thinking, a hint of doubtful information came from the seventh sense. This thing seems to be dead. Su Mu was startled. This guy turned out to be dead. Su Mu lowered the arc to a certain level, and then approached it by himself. Even if it was a dead thing, Su Mu did not dare to be careless. Yuya turned into silver wings. Take Su Mu close to the monster, which is a toad-like thing. Lie on a stone platform. Su Mu came to Toad's feet. This guy's skin was bruised. It seemed that he had been dead for a long time. Su Mu moved her hand close to the treasure chest, and felt a tingling sensation from her seventh sense. This box is poisonous and cannot be touched. The highly poisonous sky toad injected the venom of his whole body into this treasure box before his death. The treasure in this treasure box is a peerless treasure. Su Mu withdrew her hand and took out the Demon King's holy sword. Forcefully cut the upper lock head and transfer it to one side. Then pick off the lid. It's full of liquid inside. The transparent liquid exudes a strange luster, which is not a good thing at first glance. Very poisonous liquid. One drop can poison 1,000,000 strong fighters to death. Su Mu gasped. Is this thing so cruel? But the harder it is, the better the stuff inside. Summon Sen Luo Mu Ape. Su Mu summoned a small wood ape and wanted to pour out the contents. I didn't expect to pour out a drop. The stone platform was corroded into a 30 centimeters pit. This is a bit fierce. The container can be made of glass. Su Mu brought the blueprint for making the glass, and took the materials from Yu. Make out of several glasses. Everything is ready, pour out the venom. Su Mu saw something inside, and it turned out to be a strange sapling. Trees are like emeralds. The canopy is dense. Discovery. The ancient tree of life is sealed. Ancient tree of life. A mysterious ancient tree from the elves. If you stay with the tree for a long time, you will gain strong vitality. Requirements to lift the seal. Epic Phoenix Feather 6, Epic Phoenix Bone 10. Note: Phoenix Nirvana, all things are born again. The small emerald tree began to turn into a real sapling. System prompt: planting on the 9-day resting soil will have better effect. Su Mu nodded and put the little tree away. Suddenly something feels wrong. In the private chat, Chi Yu also sent a message. Husband, there is something watching you, right beside you. Su Mu looked around. Nothing at all. Interesting. There is a powerful monster around, waiting to hunt you. Su Mu looked around. Suddenly, Yuya behind him trembled. Court death. Yuya doesn't tremble, so someone is going to grab Yuya. Su Mu turned around and slashed towards the void with a sword. Ka. A broken blade blocked the lightsaber. Ha, shark family. It really lingers. There really are shark people everywhere. Su Mu was furious. Suggestion: slaughter all the shark people, and use the materials to fill the small vault. This is not the seventh sense, this is Su Mu's true inner thoughts. Boy, hand over the treasure, and I will spare you. This is the assassin of the ancient shark family. Evil 7, ordered to kill Su Mu. But at this moment he did not recognize Su Mu. No way, the shark people who knew Su Mu's face were all dead. Fiend Chi came here directly with the teleportation card, and the first destination was the blocked sea area. Too bad there isn't a single sharkman there anymore. I happened to find a whirlpool here, so I came over to have a look. I didn't expect to meet the treasure, but it's a pity that someone preempted it. It doesn't matter, the shark family is known for its cruelty, killing a human is not counted. Shark Clan. Fiend 7, combat power of 400,000, ability to be invisible, shark type. Note: if you hit it in the sky, the combat effectiveness will be greatly reduced. Su Mu narrowed his eyes slightly, and joined hands together. Shuifa Kun's water dragon. In the waves, a huge water dragon rises up, grabs Shachi in one bite, and takes it to the sky. Shachi's face changed drastically, and he waved the 2 daggers in his hand. Crosscut. 2 crossblade lights cut off the water dragon. Su Mu sneered. In midair, Sen Luo Mu Ape opened a bottle and dipped a glass rod into a drop of venom. This venom can claim to be able to kill millions of fighters. Now is the time to try it. Sen Luo Mu Ape wanted to insert the glass rod into Shachi's body. But this wooden ape doesn't have much strength. The glass rod was bounced off by Shachi's tough muscles. It didn't matter, the venom had already been applied to his arm. In the next second, Shachi's body seemed to have turned into a piece of rotten flesh and began to rot. What is this? The power of corruption spreads rapidly. Shachi watched his arm rot little by little, and knew that if he didn't do something, he would die. Water body. Shachi's body formed by a stream of water emerged, cutting off Shachi's arm with a single blow. Excellent, it's a werewolf. Su Mu clapped his hands. The venom's ability was so terrifying, it was beyond Su Mu's surprise. Boy, I'm going to crush you to ashes. Shachi's face was ferocious. Holding the dagger in one hand, his body flashed, and disappeared into the air. However, this time the stealth effect is not very good. In the midair, there were drops of blood falling down. Obviously, after being injured, Shachi has lost the ability of perfect invisibility. Tut tut. At this moment, the rotten arm that fell on the stone platform dissolved into a pool of yellow water. The yellow water gathered, and finally turned into a small toad. Su Mu raised her eyebrows. The little toad jumped up and crashed into the air, where a figure froze for an instant. Alarm, the ancient existence has revived. Ahem, what year is today? Su Mu turned around, and the toad, which was already dead, was actually talking. It devoured the soul and life of Shachi and gained a temporary life. The strong man in the Devil Sea is dead but not stiff, and so will you in the future. Su Mu sighed. I don't know, there is no time in the magic sea. The giant toad laughed. Ha ha ha, funny boy, are you a dragon? I feel the power of a dragon. It reminds me of the past, I really miss the days when I traveled with the dragon god Tai. Su Mu touched her nose. My power comes from the dragon god Tai, that guy has turned into a pile of bones. Haha, that's for sure. The original intention of the dragon clan is the foundation, pillar, and belief, so only the bones remain after they die. Toad looked up at the sky. Hey, boy, if I'm not mistaken, you are the race pulled by Mahai, right? Su Mu nodded. It's not a secret. Suddenly, Toad said something that shocked Su Mu. Mohai's life is coming to an end, so he needs life to replenish his vitality. Once, Mahai made a plan to prolong the time of death when he was dying. He will bring in new races, but he has no ability to nurture these races, so he can only let these lives die. Without life, the magic sea will also dry up, so it will attract more races. Cycle, infinite loop, he consumes the upgrades of other races in the universe to survive, but one day, it will die completely. Little baby, run away, devour everything on the way to escape, and think about fleeing beyond the sea of magic. After speaking, Toad put a paw into his heart and took out 2 cards. Pass it to Su Mu. Obtain. Arc Upgrade Card 1. Obtain. Steal Card 1. Stealing cards. You can steal any item in the magic sea, including islands, or life. Little guy, I have seen the design plan of the demon sea. If you are in the novice area, go and snatch the novice portal, it is an artifact. Stealing him is tantamount to stealing part of the authority of the demon sea. Quote. From then on, you have mastered the life and death of the novice area, no teleportation card, no space ability, no one can leave from the novice area. Quote. Maybe the magic sea will be making a portal, but you've already taken the initiative. After speaking, Toad fell into the state of death again. He never woke up. Time has swallowed up this great existence. Su Mu sighed. Good card. The amount of information is really huge, and Mohai is actually dying. Tisk, this is not survival, it has to become escape. Su Mu put away the venom, which is a whole card. As for the sharks, I have to move the portal away. If you want to squat, just squat. The sea of magic is so big, you are doomed to be lonely. Back in the Ark, Su Mu dug a hole on the void island and planted the ancient tree of life. A wave of emerald green swept across the 4 directions. Su Mu felt much better in body. Then he called the 3 women together and talked about what happened just now. Chi Yu frowned slightly. I feel that the portal is not so easy to grab, Zhao Dahao. Forget it, grab it first, the shark man can watch outside. If you don't grab it, you will fall into a passive position instead. The whale song rose slowly, and in the sky, Su Mu could already see the huge island in the distance. The storm is still there, and raindrops the size of beans are dripping down. But the rain was blocked by the energy shield of the void island. Whenever the rain falls, it is the time for the survivors to accumulate seawater. But now Su Mu doesn't feel any joy. I've been a little slack lately. The Ark is near the last island in the novice area. However, Su Mu discovered that the island turned out to be illusory and did not exist. Mirage Sim. It's a map. Without the map of the whale family, this island will not appear. Su Mu took out the map sent by Jingtian, and the map turned into a beam of golden light and poured into the island below. The island materialized instantly. Novice area, finally say goodbye. It is a huge circular island. With a diameter of more than 30 kilometers, this is the largest island Su Mu has ever seen, even larger than Hope Island. The trees above are dense and full of the roar of the beast. This is a dungeon, you need to kill all the monsters inside before you can get the portal. In the wind and rain, Su Mu took 3 women to the beach, and the monsters on the island rushed out instantly, including wolves, tigers, bears, etc. There are a large number of them, and none of them has a combat power lower than 40,000. The 3 women looked at each other. She was startled, only they were absolutely unable to capture a group of monsters of this level. Su Mu looked into the distance. Generally speaking, but please rely on a single person cannot capture here requires the power of a race. Only if a race summons thousands of masters, can it be won, and the combat power of these masters should not be less than 80,000. Magic Sea Announcement. Su Mu of the human race found the teleportation island in the novice area, and now opens the coordinate system. Everyone can check the location of the teleportation island in the novice area and use the portal to leave the novice area. Note: this island will be the first island leading to the outside world, and it is also the only one at present. Seizing the control of this island is equivalent to seizing the authority of the novice area to the outside world. Everyone was shocked, and someone reacted immediately. Seizing this island is tantamount to choking another race's way of survival. Boss Su is amazing, you actually found this kind of thing. The Lashan clan is completely gone. I'm so far away, 30,000 kilometers away. I'm only tens of kilometers away from there, but I dare not approach. Why upstairs? Boss Su has a combat power of more than 700,000, do you think you need my help? Is Boss Su an animal? How did he get promoted? Is he the proud son of heaven? Or is it the reincarnation of a god? Everyone is guessing. For Su Mu, they can only admire. A person is stronger than you can be jealous. If a person is dozens of times stronger than you, then you can only look up to him. I can't even get jealous. The Lashan clan exploded. It's not fair. We've only been here for a few days to enter this level of contention. Isn't this going to force the Lashan clan to death? Despair hangs over the hearts of all Racels. No one knows what the Lashan clan has done. But Su Mu has already said this, the Lashan tribe will kill one when they see one, which means that they will never get the chance to teleport and the Lashan tribe will be trapped here forever. Leave the novice area to get more resources, go to a wider world, and leave behind will only perish in the long river of time. Some well-informed Lashan high-level officials were completely desperate, and they prepared artifacts to enter ahead of time, 2 guardian shields. In the end, he was still defeated, at the hands of a man named Su Mu. Su Mu, I curse you to die badly. The Lashan clan was roaring in despair. The humans ignored it. A race that seeks to rob one's own luck, die as soon as it dies. Here, Su Mu told the 3 women to back off. Do it yourself with the perfect long knife in hand. The blade slashed down, directly cutting the monster in half. Nothing can stop Su Mu's blow, including those beasts with a combat power of 100,000 after all. Su Mu is invincible. Soon the beach was full of monster corpses. This is too cruel. The 3 women sighed while cleaning the battlefield. When the 3 women hid in Su Mu, no monster could come close. This is a naked provocation to the monster. For this reason, several monsters launched a suicide charge on the 3 women. But they were blocked by Su Mu. If it wasn't for collecting materials, He could destroy these monsters with one big move. 2 powerful skills will also return the materials on the monster. But what Ha-Ma said made Su Mu realize that resources are the most important thing. No matter what resources you have, whether it's ordinary wood or animal cores, I want them all today. It was getting dark and the battle was still not over. The beach is already full of corpses of monsters. We had to retreat temporarily, they were too strong, they couldn't beat them at all. This is a battle that must be lost, and the will of the Demon Sea is forcing them to engage in this desperate duel. At night, pack everything up. 3 women having a beach barbecue. The rich meaty aroma permeates the entire island. Monsters in the dark watched all this with tears. Killing people. Eat these monster friends in front of these monsters. This is no longer provocative, this is rampant. But it smells good. Some monsters are already drooling. In the darkness, several monsters rushed out with red eyes, wanting to fight Su Mu to the death. Their target is not the person, but the barbecue grill. But the enemy is too powerful. Half a minute later, there were a few more corpses on the beach. Does warm heart deliver food? Su Mu perceived with the 7th sense that there were tens of thousands of monsters on it. If all the islands in the future are of this level, it will be difficult to handle it by yourself, and it will be a waste of time. You can consider making a batch of puppets similar to Lilo's Love. Lilo Love is a very strange guy. Possesses human wisdom, knows how to advance and retreat, and is very law-abiding in doing things, without any disagreement. This makes Su Mu very satisfied. Not necessarily if it's human. So Su Mu opened the trading channel and contacted Du Xuanwu. Brother Poison Xuanwu, I want a batch of puppets for cleaning. I don't know if you have them there. Du Xuanwu pondered for a while and asked, why don't you use a contract to get a group of slaves? Golems need to consume beast cores, while slaves only need to be given 2 pieces of meat a day. Quote, there is always a way to violate the contract, I don't worry about it. Du Xuanwu sighed, I can think of a way, but I can only be a middleman, helping you contact Witch Rolling to see if she has any stock. To be honest, every puppet is a symbol of sorrow, if it is not necessary, I don't suggest you choose a puppet. To some extent, golems are more cruel than treating people as slaves, which is against the harmony of nature. Su Mu shook her head. Presumably Du Xuanwu didn't know the truth about Mahai. The magic sea is a cruel world. If you don't plunder resources, all you have to do is die. For slaves, I think golems are more reassuring. Du Xuanwu didn't say anything, but sent a transaction link. Trader. Poison Xuanwu. Trade item. Which contact card? Requirements. Beast Core 10. After paying the Beast Core, Su Mu got a pink card. Which contact card? This card can be used to contact which merchant Rolling. Note. Rolling is an eccentric witch who likes to make people into puppets. Please use this card carefully. Su Mu didn't use the card right away. Now is not the time. After dinner, the three women returned to the Ark to rest. And Su Mu rushed into the island and continued to kill. He could actually go there and steal the portal right now. Once you capture the portal, the monsters on the island will disappear. If the portal does not disappear, monsters can be refreshed infinitely, then this island can be made into a monster spawning island. This is just Su Mu's dream. The reality is that there is a limit to the number of monsters. The killing continued until midnight. Su Mu came to a clearing, on which stood a huge bronze gate. Lying in front of the bronze gate, a fierce tiger. Hello, kitty. Su Mu greeted the tiger with a smile. Bai Zi frowned slightly. He didn't want to see this person. He already knew what happened in the forest. Slaughtering monsters on the entire island by himself is definitely not an ordinary person. This is the big monster. If you came to the portal, well, this gate belongs to you. Bai Zi didn't want to confront this person. Su Mu smiled and pressed her hand to the bronze door. The system did not transmit the information that he occupied the bronze gate, so there must be some way in it. The door is a tool, and the tiger is the core of the portal. This tiger is equal to the key. If you steal this tiger, you can control this portal. It can even be said that the white tiger can turn any door into a portal. Kill the tiger, and the island will disappear, including the people on it. Using biology is the key to calculate widely. If someone really hit here, after experiencing the killing atmosphere ahead, they would definitely kill this tiger directly. At that time, if there is no key, life will also disappear. Su Mu took out a card. Using a stolen card. What are you going to do? Bai Zi was stunned. He spread his legs and wanted to run. However, he was directly held down by Su Mu. Bai Zi, void key, open any door, and you can turn this door into a portal. Note. One of the supreme artifacts of the Demon Sea cannot be moved, and stealing it is equivalent to stealing the entire island. Is it stolen? Theft. Obtained. Void key, Bai Zi. Bai Zi looked confused. Did he change his master just like that? There is actually someone in this world who can snatch him away from the Demon Sea. Well, I don't know how Mohai will react. Anyway, Bai has already doubted life. It was originally a prop placed here, protected by the rules of the magic sea. Generally speaking, no one can take it away, or no one can really kill it. Kill him, and a few days later, he will reappear in another place in the Demon Sea. World Channel people are still waiting anxiously. Now is really the time of life and death. If Su Mu takes this island, the Terrans will definitely dominate the novice area. Magic Sea announcement. Su Mu forcibly took the void key with her stealing skills, and completely controlled the only gateway from the novice area to the normal area. This announcement was made not only by the survival races, but also by other local forces. Under the distant sea, in the forbidden land of the Dragon Clan. Dragon god Tai slowly drilled out of the water and looked towards the sky. Having seized the foundation of the Demon Sea novice area, Demon Sea, you will respond. I hope that a tortoise on the island will slowly open his eyes. As expected of the person the old man has his eyes on, awesome. The human race burst into cheers. From now on, the human race dominates the novice area, no matter now or in the future. The human race finally doesn't have to worry about being bullied by other future races. Su Mu is not stupid, posted on the World Channel. I have obtained the portal from the novice area to the outside world, and I am about to form an unsinkable island. Humans need to deliver a certain amount of beast cores if they want to go to the outside world. No one will object, and no one dares to object. Of course the Lashan clan will be reduced to the blacklist of the human race. Those who approach the teleportation island will be killed. The human race immediately let out a cheer. Boss Su is domineering. The Lashan clan has been trampled to the bottom, the people of the Lashan clan come out. There is only the voice of the human race in the world, and no Lashan race dares to speak. From now on, the Lashan clan can basically be reduced to little monsters on the way to upgrade the human race. Their only role is to provide upgraded arcs for the Terrans. Despair enveloped the hearts of every Lashan clan. At this moment, a Lashan man spoke. Respected Lord Su, I want to ask, why do you hate the Lashan clan so much? The world was instantly quiet, and the human race was also thinking about this issue. From the moment the Lashan race descended, Su Emu's behavior was quite abnormal. It's like the Lashan clan is her father-killing enemy. Su Mu snorted coldly and replied. You Lashan clan used to control the divine weapon, and came in advance to snatch the luck of the human race. One sentence made everyone react. Who has the most luck? Su Mu, of course. The Naluo tribe must have had a rather brutal conflict with Su Mu. Ha ha ha, it's no wonder that he provoked Boss Su as soon as he came here. It's your own fault. Do you want to have a hunting operation? Kill all their men and rob them all of their women. This proposal was unanimously endorsed by others. The Lashan clan panicked, and people discussed it on the World Channel. There's no point in hiding it. Back to reality, Su Mu is sitting in the middle of the island. Bai Zi is symbiotic on this island. He robbed Bai Zi, but Bai Zi couldn't leave here. This place has been reduced to his territory, but he can't take this island away. And the ark was too small to carry an island on its shoulders. The 10th level ark is more than 10 kilometers long, and it is not realistic to move the island. This reminded Su Mu of the scene of Du Xuanwu walking back to the mountains in the past. I have to think of a way. Or you can buy a turtle from Poison Xuanwu. Su Mu shook his head and gave up the idea. This island is part of the novice area of the Demon Sea, and cannot be separated from the novice area. Well, there is no other way, but it can be used to collect tickets. The teleportation island in the novice area, as long as it is fixed, it cannot be left. In the future, everyone will approach this direction. At that time, the resources in this area will be exhausted, and I don't know whether it is a good thing or a bad thing. It's a pity that I can't take it away, but I can't take it away. When the ark is upgraded to a certain level, the island can be integrated with the ark. Hey, that's fine. Bai Zi, build a portal. The target is the whale ark in the distance. Okay. Bai Zi slapped his paw at the bronze door in a desperate manner. The bronze door erupted with bright light and slowly opened, facing the view of the cabin. Su Mu stepped into the bronze gate, turned around, and found a light gate standing on the void island. The three women sat at Xiaomu's door, counting today's beast cores. Noticing something was wrong, he turned his head and saw a light door open, and then Su Mu walked out of the factory from inside. It's so convenient. Su Mu praised sincerely. Even at such a distance, he can feel the connection with Bai Zi. Bai Zi is already owned by you, which means that no matter how far away your arm is, you can feel it and control it. Note: you are the master, there is no consumption when using the portal, other people use it, each time consumes Beast Core 10. The consumption is quite large. How is it? Beauties, do you miss me? Su Mu opened her arms and led the three women into the room. After fighting all night, it's time for some supper. 4 dishes were delicious. It was a stormy night. Su Mu got up feeling refreshed. Fox smells really good. Came to the dining table, ate breakfast, and soon Hu Qianyu was supported by Qiyu and walked over. Su Mu wondered, what's wrong? I twisted my waist. 290. Su Mu was silent for a while, the 7th sense was telling him. This fox is lying. Su Mu murmured softly. Didn't it mean that there are only exhausted cattle and no plowed fields? Qiyu rolled his eyes. Husband, then you have to see what kind of bull it is. Su Mu was speechless. You guys just wash the sheets in a while. Qiyu curled her lips in disdain. Her husband is really getting more and more good at calling others. The son was born. Su Mu returns to the island. Bai Zi lay there motionless. It was a key itself, no need to move. Su Mu decided to build a house here and use it as a toll booth. Open the world channel and shout in it. Purchase the blueprint of the house, and the price will come. Boss Su, I have one here, let me give you one. I have a perfect one here, and I will give it to you for free. The upstairs is all messed up. I have an epic castle blueprint here, and Mr. Su gave it to you for free. Epic level, if you give it away, you can give it away. Su Mu shook her head. The price comes, and I won't accept it if there is no price. These people obviously want to get in touch with Su Mu, and now as long as they get Su Mu's slight squint, there will be no pressure to survive in the Demon Sea. Soon, due to sleepiness, I bought an excellent log cabin recorder. The price is almost equal to cabbage. Then Su Mu spent another 36 pieces of perfect level flesh and blood in exchange for that epic level castle blueprint. Epic castle. Architectural creations, special creations, facilities that can resist foreign enemies. Construction requirements. Epic rock 10,000, epic metal 1,000, strong enchanted book 1,000, balanced enchanted book 10. Tisk, what a giant. Su Mu put away the drawings. This thing is a special prop, and it is normal to consume a lot of materials, because this thing cannot be made by one person at all. Only when one force gathers and consumes a lot of time can it save enough materials for construction. This thing can be considered to be placed on the back of the whale. Put away the blueprints and produce a lot of common materials. Build a log cabin. Now there is only one butler missing. Su Mu took out the contact card of the witch rolling. Use a contact card. Successfully use. Get the exclusive contact information of the witch. Open the system interface. There is indeed a witch's hut on it. Open the witch's hut. There is only Luo Lin as a contact person. Oh, little one. That distant magic sea, on the sea. A witch inserts a mechanical heart into a girl. Isn't this the Su Mu that Du Xuanwu once introduced to me? Su Mu touched her nose, feeling that she was very famous. Hello, witch rolling, I want to ask if you have golems in your place. Witch rolling froze for a moment. Golem, didn't you buy one? Why is it not enough to play with? Also, those adults always like to buy 10 or 8 and play together. Su Mu immediately broke out in cold sweat, no matter what happened. I feel that the witch's thoughts are very impure. It's like this, I want a powerful puppet to protect my island, at least she must be able to last until my arrival. Hehe, Master Su Mu, you really know how to joke. Aren't dolls just for playing? How could they be used for fighting? It's just a high-end luxury item. Su Mu's eyelids twitched. Why is this person like this? No wonder Du Xuanwu said that Luo Lin had mental problems. I just asked if you have any. I buy goods to use. If you want to sell, don't worry about the rest. Just provide me with what I want. Rolling in the witch's cottage. The corner of the mouth reveals an arc of enjoyment. Rolling, the witch, likes to be masochistic. Oh, of course there is something Su Mu mentioned, but what price can you give me? What do you want? I want you. Go away, this is absolutely impossible. Su Mu's eyelids twitched. This woman is really a lunatic. Rolling smiled sweetly in the witch's hut, satisfied with her prank. With a shake of the hand, a few drops of water fell to the ground. Hehe, Master Su misunderstood. I have a pair of twin maids here, so I hope you will buy them all. Su Mu wiped the cold sweat from his forehead. The feeling of the seventh sense is very subtle. It's like someone plotting against his own body. But she has no malice. You make an offer. Trader. Rolling. Trading items. Golem Ghost Clan Gemini, Yu Mengtan, Yu Mengyu. Requirements. Beast Core 600. Su Mu calculated that he killed more than 10,000 monsters last night. Naturally, the 600 beast cores are not bad. The transaction is successful. The beast core disappeared, and the air twisted for a while. Two sisters in gothic maid outfits stepped out. The two girls are almost identical, 18 years old, and beautiful in appearance. Ghost twins, the juvenile body of the Demon Sea ghost race, was picked up by the witch rolling and made into a puppet. Retains the IQ of his lifetime, and his combat effectiveness is extremely strong. Gemini combined, can explode with a combat power of 200,000. Su Mu's eyelids twitched. 600 beast cores, buy a set of bodyguards with 200,000 combat power. This time the business is not bad. Yumeng, I have seen the master. Yumengyu, I have met the master. The voice was so soft that it made Su Mu's bones crumble. Stop, stop. Su Mu pointed to the hut. You live here, and in the future someone will go to the ordinary area from here, and you will collect tolls. Clear. Golems will only faithfully execute the orders of their masters, and will not depend on the quality of the living environment. This is also a place where people are different. Su Mu pointed to the door again. You work from 8 to 5 in the morning, and you can go to the Ark through there after work is over. Su Mu would continue to say something. A warning came from the seventh sense. The Ark is hit. At this time, Chi Yu also sent a message. A sea monster is attacking the Ark. The opponent is very strong and looks weird, come back soon. Su Mu shuttled successfully to the Ark. It turned out to be an ugly monster outside. Kind of like a blob fish. But this guy's strength is not bad. According to the seventh sense test, the strength of this monster is as high as 300,000. The monster shot pouring arrows at the Ark, crackling the Ark. What are you doing? Su Mu observed for a while. This monster felt a little simple and honest. It is not likely to be actively attacking the Ark. Devil, hand over the teleportation island in the novice area, and I will spare you. You're here to grab the teleportation island. Su Mu's eyes looked around, and soon found the Ark group in the distance. A group of Lashan people are watching from afar. The Lashan tribe on the Ark looked excited. Unexpectedly met this idiot, it will be fun to have this idiot fight Su Mu. This guy is so big, his combat strength must be more than 1,000,000, Su Mu is dead, and the portal above belongs to us. When we get the portal, we will catch all the beauties of the human race. Some Lashan people have already dreamed of spring and autumn dreams. Obviously, this is the strange fish who was invited by them to kill Su Mu. I don't know what benefits the Lashan tribe gave this strange fish. Strange guy, your enemy is not me, those people in the distance are your real enemies, you were fooled by them. Su Mu took out the long knife and burst out with a terrifying breath. The strange fish immediately froze. Wait, aren't you an ordinary human race? What's the matter with the dragon blood on your body? Su Mu sneered, and pulled out the Demon King's holy sword from the air. You don't have to worry about it, just die. The dragon armor is coming. Gorgeous armor covered the body like flowing water. Su Mu disappeared in an instant, and appeared on the head of the strange fish in the next second, slashing out with a sword. Cut a huge wound on his head. Things that don't know how to live or die. How dare you send them to your door? Su Mu is short of excellent flesh and blood. This kind of flesh and blood can only be found in monsters with more than 100,000 monsters. Usually, you can't meet more than 100,000 monsters. The strange fish screamed, knowing that the person in front of him was invincible, and dived into the water to escape. It was too late. A pair of wings spread out behind Su Mu. Blink. The figure of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union kept flickering beside the strange fish. The strange fish kept screaming and howling. My lord, I was wrong, please let me go, please let me go. Su Mu was unmoved. The expressions of the Lashan people in the distance became dull. Frightened. Despair immediately flooded into their hearts. This fish looks so powerful, why is it so useless when fighting? No one can give them an answer. 3 minutes later, the strange fish lost its vitality. Obtain. Advanced Beast Core 1. Acquisition. Excellent grade flesh 20. Su Mu put away the meat, fixed her eyes on the distance, and disappeared in a flash. In the next second, it appeared above the Lashan clan's Ark. Looking down at the group of Lashan people. Hi everybody. Su Mu slowly drew out the sword. Seeing that the situation was not good, a courageous Lashan man bit the bullet and said, Boss Su, would you believe me if we said we were delivering meat to you? Su Mu sneered. Do you think I'm a fool? Of course not. Su Mu slashed down with his sword, directly splitting the Lashan tribe in half, and then began to kill. Due to the edge of the sword, no one can survive. Soon, Su Mu killed all these people. The Ark driven by whale song came, and Chi Yu and others boarded these Lashan's arks and began to sell supplies. Poor, really poor, there are no blueprints of excellence level, and there are only 3 perfect blueprints. Why? Chi Yu complained while tidying up. At this level, if you don't collect supplies, you will come here to be your enemy. William Locke smiled. My husband took over the teleportation island, which means that they have lost their hope, and the human race is hunting them everywhere, so they can only fight to the death. After everything was searched, the 3 women put the obtained materials in the trading area to sell. Su Mu took the ark and took out the ark she had harvested before. After cleaning it, there are exactly 49 pieces, which can be upgraded to the 7th level of the ark. Ark upgrade. Following Su Mu whispered. The ark in the distance began to grow rapidly. Finally, it turned into a huge whale with a diameter of 400 meters. The area of the Void Island has also doubled, becoming 1,100 square meters. When I returned to the inside of the ark, I found that the space inside had also doubled. Checked it out and found a level 7 ark. Only the area is increased, and other attributes are not increased. Maybe my ark has reached its limit. If I want to increase the attributes again, I need some special means. He took out an ark upgrade card, played with it carefully, and finally put it back. This upgrade card can be used to break through the level cap of the Demon Sea. Save it for level 10 and use it later. Suddenly, a thought came to Su Mu's mind. He turned on the race channel and yelled over it. Acquisition of Lashan clan's ark. Soon a group of people sent trading links. Su Mu pondered for a while, and finally exchanged 10 pieces of perfect level flesh and blood for an ark. A total of 245 were exchanged. Then consume them all and upgrade the ark to level 10. Then he took out the ark upgrade card again. The ark was pulled directly to the 11th level. The mechanical whale expands extremely rapidly. In the end it turned into a huge whale 10 kilometers long. The diameter of the Void Island is also 2 kilometers. The ark completely turned into a behemoth. Su Mu went inside and took a look, but the space inside didn't change much. What's wrong? Ark LV11. Form. Humpback whale. Ability 1. Automatic navigation. The limit speed in the sea is 800 km 027 per hour, and consumes 10 beast cores per hour. Ability 2. Diving. Limit depth 23,000 meters. Ability 3. Flying out of the magic sea and rushing into the starry sky. Flying consumes 100 beast cores per hour. Ability 4. Energy absorption. Absorbed external energy is used, *400 units per day. Closing parenthesis. The most basic ability has improved a lot. Strange, isn't this ability absorption the previous ability engine? Why is it also upgraded? The previous energy engine could only absorb the energy of 30 beast cores a day. After the ark accessories are fused with the ark, they will be upgraded together with the ark. Su Mu nodded. The 3 women came out and suddenly found that the space had changed too much. Some can't bear it. Husband, what are you doing? Su Mu looked into the distance. 3 ladies, how many beast cores do we have? Chi Yu calculated with her fingers. There are more than 23,000 pieces. Enough, just ask, and we'll go to the normal area. There is nothing worth nostalgic about in the novice area. The 2 women have no objection. As long as there is Su Mu, it is the same for them wherever they go. The 3 of Su Mu landed on the island. Before leaving, Su Mu put a sign at the entrance of the island. Miracle number 1 island, from today onwards, you are my first springboard to the Sea of Stars. Su Mu pulled down all the creatures on the ark, including Princess Zhao who had been hiding in the candle. Then try to put away the ark. System prompt. The ark level has exceeded the upper limit and cannot be collected. Forget it, just drive over. The novice portal can ignore the size of the ark. The ark approached slowly. Su Mu ordered Bai Zi to open the portal. A white beam of light swallowed the ark, and the space distorted in the next second, and the entire ark disappeared into the air. Time passed, and I don't know how long it has passed, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 1 second. When it opened again, there was already a huge sea area in front of it. This is the normal area of the Demon Sea. Everyone looked around curiously, and found that the surrounding environment hadn't changed much. The magic sea is the sea, what else can change? But I asked Bai Zi to adjust the position, and I didn't meet the shark family. It's not that Su Mu was scared of the shark clan. Knowing that there are traps outside, but still sneaking in, that is a fool. Breathing the surrounding air, Su turned on the ark's radar system. It was found that there are no small islands less than 30 kilometers away in the nearby islands, but the distance is very far. It seems that the scope of the island has become larger. Su Mu frowned slightly. A large island meant more time was needed to find supplies. Is this forcing people to form a team? The survivability of that team will be greatly reduced. The rules of the Demon Sea are really weird. It seems that we have to find a way to get a batch of puppets that can explore the island in the future. Suddenly there was a roar in the distance. Fire method, spicy Tionson. Then, a fire dragon rose into the sky in the distance. What the hell? There is a strong man fighting. Go and have a look, you can inquire about the surrounding forces. Whale song controls the whale to fall into the sea and set sail slowly. Su Mu looked into the distance. I heard that the resources in the normal area are 10 times that of the novice area, so don't let me down. Su Mu saw the scenery in the distance. It was an island with a diameter of more than 50 kilometers. There are 2 groups of people fighting in groups, one in blue and one in yellow. In the middle of the field, there are 2 strong men facing each other. One controls the fire dragon, and the other controls the storm. It was a joy to fight. Zhao Qi, the leader of the army in yellow, wore his arms and waved his arms, as if he was playing the most beautiful music. The fire dragon attacks the enemy according to his will. Here, Zhu Dafa set off a storm to confront the enemy. Zhao Qichuan, hand over the essence of life, and I will spare you from dying. Zhao Qichuan sneered. Everyone knows that pig intestines cannot be trusted. Zhu Dafa showed a cruel smile. You dare to scold me, well, I will send you to heaven today. Zhu Dafa unleashes 9 wind blades, smashing Miezan to pieces. Hateful. Zhao Qichuan's face was ugly, his combat power was lower than Zhu Dafa's, and the opponent's attributes faintly meant to restrain him. But the essence of life cannot be handed over. This is a special prop that can improve the physical fitness of those around you. In other words, this is the foundation of a power. Once taken away, it would be a great loss to his power. What's more frightening is that Zhu Dafa has always been against his influence. There is obvious hostility. Once the treasure is taken away, he will die within a year. What is that? A swordsman in yellow suddenly spotted the ark in the distance and shouted. More people discover all this. Zhu Dafa looked like a knife and snorted coldly. Zhao Qichuan, how about we stop first? It is good. Zhao Qi wears it hard, so why not stop at this moment? The 2 leaders separated first, and the others also retreated one after another. Those who fought retreated to their own camps. There's someone up there, could it be the ark from the novice area? A fat man in blue licked the blood on the blade. Recently, the news that the Magic Sea has pulled people from the extraterritorial world has spread all over the common area. Many people are waiting for the hunting wave of wolves and wolves when the human race enters the normal area from the novice area. Haha, give him another vote today, and you'll make it. The ark approached slowly. Su Mu came down from the top, and didn't say anything yet. Suddenly, a big fat man rushed up, screaming strangely. Boy, because of your supplies and beauties, all your women belong to me. The enemy wants to kill you and occupy everything about you. Su Mu was a little confused. He just came here, where did he come from the enemy? Others also watched the fun with their arms folded, and they didn't mind going up to grab a wave if they could. The things on this ark are really nice, big, and there are many things on it. Zhao Qichuan is smiling. The ark is a good fetish, and the people in the novice area are really rich. The fat man in blue slashed down with a knife, clang. The blade cut on the armor without even making a mark. Everyone's eyes shrank, and Su Mu was covered by an armor at some time. Su Mu possessed the dragon armor, and slapped Fatty Land's heart with his palm. The Kanglong chant. The terrifying shock force erupted, and the fat man in blue exploded. It exploded into a cloud of blood. Su Mu reached out and caught an ordinary beast core. Obtain. Beast core 1. Are you all that brave? The others were stupefied. Since he is an enemy, there is no need to live. Su Mu decided to kill the chickens to make an example to the monkeys. He killed the blue-clothed army first, and after asking about his own information, he killed the yellow-clothed army. Summon Sen Luo Mu Ape. Huge branches tore apart the ground and gathered into a 100-meter wooden ape. What is this? A group of people were frightened violently. The leader of the blue army stepped forward boldly. Senior, that person just now was an idiot, don't worry about it. Don't care. Su Mu punched it down. Zhu Dafa's face turned green, and he quickly controlled the strong wind to block it. The huge fist blasted the hurricane away with an arrogant and unreasonable gesture. Senior. Zhu Dafa wanted to say something else, but his whole body was smashed into a pulp by the giant fist. Su Mu turned to look at the other leader. I feel hostility. Zhao Qi broke out in cold sweat instantly. Isn't that fighting power? He took out a pair of combat power detectors and put them on. Because his hands were shaking, he put them on 8 times before putting them on. Combat power. 748,000 and 7,000. Zhao Qichuan was so frightened that he sat down on the ground. What kind of novice is this? This is a demon god, passing by here. In the end, they were still treated like people from the novice area. Really bewitched. Senior, this is a misunderstanding. Misunderstand. Su Mu raised his fist and hammered several blue-clothed soldiers into meat paste. I feel obvious hostility. You tell me a misunderstanding. Zhao Qichuan was sweating coldly. Who is the scariest? Li Zhao. Sensitive people. They can easily see through everything about you. You have nothing to hide from them. At this time, the Blue Army had no resistance, and they were almost massacred by Su Mu. No matter how they think about it, their Yellow Clothes army will die. Senior. At the critical moment, Zhao Qichuan took out a green gemstone. I will use this treasure in exchange for our lives. Quote. Su Mu didn't answer, but looked into the distance. A shark is approaching. They are assassins who intercepted you. They came for revenge on you for saving Princess Whale. They have props from the prophecy department. Tisk, lingering things, that's fine too. Su Mu took out some Aethernite, and poured the gold-plated snow milk into her mouth. Restore the state. Today, I will scare the shark family. After finishing speaking, Su Mu punched Zhao Qichuan and killed him into Za Cheng. Just grab that gem. If there is hostility, it is impossible to let it go. Obtain. Legendary item Essence of Life. A group of sharks came through the waves, and behind them were fully armed sharkmen. This is the Legion. It seems that the Shark clan has decided to kill him. Su Mu killed the rest of the Yellow Army. Take away the beast cores in their brains. Then stand on the beach and wait quietly. Soon the Shark clan surrounded the ark together. The head of the Jusha clan, Jusha Yi. He tapped Su Mu with his finger, a little disdainful. The weak human race has only been in the magic sea for a few days, and they dare to destroy the shark's good deeds. He must pay the price in blood. Is it him? Su Mu plays with the essence of life in her hands. Eyes swept over these shark people. There is a glass bottle beside him, which contains the toad's poison. The 7th War Legion of the Shark Clan. 3,000 people, with an average combat power of 430,000. If you have melee range. Adjuvant therapy is a full-time occupation, and it is a qualified expeditionary army. Legion Commander Zhu Shayi is even one. A strong man with a combat power of 600,000. The corners of Su Mu's mouth curled up slightly. A woman steps out from the pack of sharks. Holding a crystal ball in her hand, it seems to be a witch. Which Casa is good at prophecy magic? Which Casa chanted an inexplicable spell? A scene appeared on the crystal ball. It was inside a dilapidated cabin, and Su Mu picked up a girl from the coffin. That's him. Which Casa showed a sinister smile. My lord, if you kill him, you will be the most beautiful Ren of the Shark clan. Su Mu tilted her head, feeling puzzled. The prophetic witch didn't see the venom next to her. The 7th sense of Super God has the ability to counter prophecy. This is before your talent is upgraded, so it can be predicted. All right. Zhu Shayi laughed triumphantly and pointed at Su Mu. Little thief, hand over your treasure, and I will spare you. Zhu Shayi was drooling, looking greedily at Ark. What a beautiful alchemy creation, there are so many advanced plants on it. There are many plants in the Magic Sea, but there are very few high-level plants. Generally speaking, there are only 2 overlords of high-level plants. It would be better if it was his. But soon, these will belong to him. Su Mu clasped his ears and said with a sneer. I have listened to the words no less than 100 times, am I still alive and well? Zhu She was not annoyed either, and looked at Su Mu with a smile. Treat prey without anger or despair. Otherwise the meat will become sour. Coincidentally, Su Mu thought so too. Can we talk? Su Mu took out a piece of animal core and threw it into the viscous venom jar. The beast core was instantly swallowed by the venom, dissolving and disappearing. This strange scene did not attract any attention. What are you talking about? Zhu Shay folded his arms, not in a hurry. As a joke, he brought the 7th rank Legion of the Sharks, as well as special props. Bagua diagram. Bagua array map. Legendary quality, army array of special props. Used on legions, it can increase the combat power of the legion by 70%, and the changes are endless. Note: consume beast core *1000 per hour. This is the power of legends. As long as it is not a monster with a combat power of more than 1,000,000, he has the power to fight. Because there is a limit to what a person can carry, if there is no corresponding life level to break through 1,000,000 combat power. Will be backlashed by a powerful force, and the body and soul will collapse together. Monsters with a combat power of over 1,000,000 also have another name. The ultimate life form. Can you tell me, you sharks, why did you rob the princess of the whales? Zhu Shayi shrugged. It's not our shark clan that wants to snatch it, but the ancient Duncan shark clan that wants to snatch it. I heard that the whale clan has the power to control the sea, and that group of big guys became greedy. The one with the highest bloodline of the whale clan and the weakest combat power is the princess of the dragon whale clan. I see. Su Mu stood up. The arms are united, the energy in the body is released extremely quickly, and the surrounding waves are surging. Water method Kuhn's water dragon plus toad poisonous. The venom in the bottle disappeared instantly. In the sea, the Japanese 100-meter dragon soared into the sky. Su Mu stepped on the ground, and a strange feeling came. The earth became part of Su Mu. A steady stream of energy is replenished, restoring chi, blood and soul power. The heart of a titanosaur, so terrifying. BBEA. Quote? Zhu Shayi narrowed his eyes. It's so strong. I'm really not an opponent in singles, but the sharks only like group fights. Formation. The shark family walks on the water, forming a gossip array on the water surface. Zhu Shayi took out a black and white scroll and threw it into the sky. The scroll becomes longer in the wind, and a scroll about 1 kilometer long floats in the air. On the scroll, a gossip diagram slowly rotates. Discovery. Legendary army formation props, 8 diagrams formation. 3 people form a line, 6 people form an army. The 8 trigrams array can increase the combat effectiveness of the army by 70%. Sharp. Zhu Shay stood in the center of the army formation, and a steady stream of energy gathered towards his body. The sea water lifted into the sky and gathered into a giant shark with 100 feet. Mad Shark World Destroyer Cannon. The huge shark directly swallowed Su Mu and washed up on the island. Wherever it passed, everything disappeared, leaving a deep ditch with a width of 100 meters and a depth of tens of meters. Like a water knife, it cuts the entire island in half. Haha, that's it. Vulnerable. Zhu Shay thought that Su Mu was dead, and there was not even a scum left, so he looked at Fang Zhou greedily. The treasures are all his. The 3 women walked out of the house, watching all this worriedly. Only the eagle sauce could not stop screaming. It has a spiritual connection with Su Mu and naturally knows that Su Mu is not dead. There are still beauties from the human race. Zhu Shay looked excited. Indigenous, he is already tired of playing, and can't wait to play something new. However, what he didn't know was that Su Mu was standing on the gossip map in the sky with the poisonous dragon, looking at them indifferently. Hey, just come to test the defensibility of the arc. Zhu Shay waved his hand casually, and a water arrow hit the energy shield. Didn't even turn over a splash. Zhu Shay was startled. What a strong defense. Okay. Zhu Shay clapped his hands excitedly, and then shot more than a dozen water arrows. Still motionless. Now, he couldn't laugh anymore. Mad Shark World Destroyer Cannon. Small sharks fell like cannonballs. The sky and the earth were covered by the sound of the surging tide. Water falls and splashes, and when the water flows into the sea again, the arc is still an arc. And it got a lot cleaner. Such a powerful blow is equivalent to giving arc a bath. How is this possible? A chill rose. Zhu Shayi had a keen sense that something was wrong. Casa, prophesy, where is that person? His intuition told him that Su Mu was not dead. It's all playing tricks on him. Casa hurriedly moved the crystal ball. Eye of moment, tell me where the enemy is. Inside the crystal ball, a smear of gold emerges. As the master, Casa felt that the whole world was hostile to her. My God, what the hell did we mess with? In the next second, the crystal ball shattered, Casa spat out a mouthful of blood, and his vitality disappeared quickly. This is the backlash from super god talent. Mortals will die if they spy on the gods. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.